twitch.tv/DJ HoneyFlow TS. That's my new DJ name. TS stands for talk show. And my other page is DJ HoneyFlow Music, the DJ page there. That's where you're going to see most of the chat here on Twitch. So let's also bring him in here as well. Cool DJ Frank, all the way from Philly. He's done a lot over a number of years DJing, and his whole journey we're going to definitely check out. So let's bring him in. Hey, how you doing?
Hey, DJ HoneyFlow, how you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
I can't complain. Just here in Philadelphia, staying alive.
Nice. Have you ever been to Toronto? Like, Philly's so close. Well, kind of close to
I've been to
us.
Montreal, but I've never been to Toronto. Just came back from California, though. Had a great time.
Oh, cool. Nice. Yeah, what were you doing in Cali? I think weren't you DJing and doing some big things out there?
Yeah, I did 5 different gigs and
Wow.
tried to have fun in between. But yeah, it was a blast of a time.
Yeah. So what was it? Was it a festival, or what were you doing out there
So I
too?
did 2 dates at a club called Still OG.
hmm
And then I did a night with our friend DJ Epic, Mondays, Motown on Mondays at Lowbrow. So between the 5 days, I went to San Jose, Oakland,
Wow.
and Sacramento.
That's so
over the days.
awesome. Do you travel quite a bit too, like DJing? And because I think I saw some footage too on Instagram, like some footage with
I'm
you.
always out of here. Like as soon as
Yeah.
I can get out of
Wow.
Philly, I'm like out of here. I'm just waiting for you to bring me up, up to Canada so that I can, make
For
it
sure.
happen up there. And
Maybe
then you
one
can.
day. Yeah, you got it. You got to come up here for
Yeah.
sure.
But I'm
Yeah.
always out of here. Like whenever I have a chance to travel. I mean, I go to Atlanta frequently. I go to Chicago frequently with DJ RL Breezy. Coming up, I have
Oh,
Tony
wow.
Jack's birthday in Atlanta. I'm always
Mhm.
at Beer Wax in Brooklyn, New York, and just came from Cali, and Toronto's next.
That's so awesome. Have you seen, like, do you feel that there's a totally different vibe when you're out on the West Coast compared to the East Coast, especially what you're playing as a DJ out there too?
Definitely. In California, I can play no wrong. Like whatever I put on, they were dancing, and we had such a great time. They were in Cali. They were much more welcoming to the music per se. You
Mhm.
know, if that's
Oh,
a thing. Mhm.
do you have to like switch it up though and give kind of more of this West, like kind of more the West Coast sound, or do you kind of keep it how you are, like that true Philly, East Coast sound? Do you try to keep it that way, or do you try to switch it up when you're out on the West Coast?
When it comes to music, I go both ways. Pause. I did throw in some songs that were, that I only really played because I knew that I was going to California. But
Mhm.
also, I think people expect me to go Philly. So pretty much my set is a lot of Philly, and then the last couple of sets, they were a little bit of California. So I do try to play what the natives like and add in a little of my own Philly flavor per se.
Nice. What could you say that's different that you guys bring? I mean, I've seen it. I feel like the Phillies, like a little bit of Philly is kind of like how Toronto, I don't know, you could disagree or agree with me, but I notice UK, Canada, and especially New York and Philly and more the East Coast states are very similar in culturally, like what we like, our dance hall, our reggae, just we bring different vibes, I find, hip hop compared to, say, the West or other states. Do you kind of see that similarity?
To an extent, I may have I may have a little bit of paprika that wasn't expected. I mean, of course, you're gonna get your Jill Scotts, your Music Soul Child, your Jasmine Sullivan, but I'm gonna throw in the Baltimore club, I'm gonna throw in the Jersey club, the Philly club, some good house, and of course, I'm throwing in the Afrobeat. So, I always want to throw in a little more spice than everyone else, and not be bland.
Yeah. And do you feel that like on Twitch as well? Because I know when I first started, I had certain, like lots of DJs say, hey, don't do this, don't do that. Reggae doesn't work or this doesn't work. Or do you just say, hey, I'm going to just do my own thing and bring the sound that I feel like is true to me? Or do you feel like, when you're on Twitch, maybe I shouldn't do this or shouldn't do that? Or are you like kind of pretty much open? I'm going to just play whatever I feel.
The answer to your question is complex, and it has maybe two or three different answers. When I'm around, the 45 bandits and those that appreciate my 45s, then I can kind of play what I want. So that's kind of like one rate train or one direction. So I can kind of do what I want there. Depending on another rate train, depending on who's in the room, I find myself, for lack of a better term, like kind of shifting to who I see coming into the chat per se. And also my answer, I've been streaming 5 years, like my answer
Mhm.
5 years ago is different than my answer today. Like I guess I started out kind of with great intentions of playing stuff that I wouldn't play on a normal basis when I go out to DJ. But and I'm kind of back to that. But in between, I did a lot of transition towards who's in the chat per se.
For sure. No, I
Mhm.
I I definitely feel that. I get that. For me, I feel like it's like really important to bring more of a Canadian sound and more of what we got here in Toronto. Like I feel that even more stronger now. I think after 4 or 5 years, right? But I hear what you say because as DJs, we pretty much play for the crowds, right? Even when we do IRLs, like you're not playing for yourself, you're playing for the people, right? But I guess online it's a bit different because it's kind of more of a mixture. You're also playing for what you like as well too, a little bit more than IRLs, right?
I'm wondering, in contrast or in addition to what you're saying, I wonder how many people are coming because they like me as a person, and then how many people are coming for the music. I know certain people that only come, for the music, but I think a lot of times people are coming and they're checking out what I'm doing because they just think I'm a hell of a guy, they're just stopping by, for their camaraderie per se.
Yeah, that's true. It could be yeah, I guess it's obviously a combination, right?
Sure.
So, and then yeah, I definitely agree with you there. So going back like your the very beginning of your journey, how if you want to say how old you were, I don't know. Some people don't, but and that's
I
fine.
don't care. I turned 50 on February 11th.
Oh, wow, really? Let's zoom in on him, guys. Wow, he looks great for 50. You definitely don't look 50 at all. Like, you look so much more younger. We're not gonna give you younger than HoneyFlow, but you do look
Thank
younger.
you so
You look around
much.
well, I mean,
Mhm.
it's not like I'm, that much younger than you, so I can't really say, too much. But you're turning 50. Wow, that's a milestone. That's awesome. You do look young, though. I was gonna say early 40s.
Thank you
If
so
there's
much. Truly appreciate it.
And when people start coming in the chat, we're gonna see them guess how old they think, Cool DJ Frank is too. So
Mhm.
going back, how old were you when you kind of first got into music, and who inspired you in music as well?
I started out breakdancing. My brother's a DJ. So I used to DJ for Electrified Funk Productions. And I also started that was like yeah, early. And then I did my first party for $30 when I was 13.
Wow. And you must have felt like a millionaire getting $30?
Oh, yeah, it was good. It was good money. Yeah, it's good money
Yeah,
back then.
it was back then, especially if you're only 13, man. I only
Yeah.
got $3 an hour babysitting at 13. So that's pretty good, $30. So breakdancing, do you ever do that on your show? I don't think I've ever seen you do that.
I bust a quick move. I don't know. I mean, I may do some pop locking, but the days of me spinning on my knee, may have
Wow.
they may have come and gone. But I do actually. It's a channel point. Like if you come and see me enough, and you have the channel points, then you can make me bust a move. It's kind of like my
Okay.
main channel point per se.
Oh, you know what I would love? Because I always talk about aisle 2 on my show. Um, it would be so amazing if I got, like, a mini dance video from you, like, in aisle 2 or just even at home. Like, that would be so dope. I would 'cause I'm playing dancing videos on my show.
Oh, whenever you want. I mean, I'll bust a move. I'll put on a beat before we're done if you like. We can make it happen.
Okay. Oh, awesome. Yeah, I would love to see that. That's cool. So have you continued, like, with the dance over the years too? With not only, DJing, but also with the dancing too?
Eh, yeah, no, just a little something here or there. Definitely more of a DJ than a dancer, but I have a little bit to me. But yeah,
Yeah.
I wish I went to Alvin Ailey and made it a profession, but no, it didn't go that way.
So for DJing, like, when did you actually get your first pieces of equipment? How old were you, and what pieces of equipment were those too?
So I kind of acquired my brother's records, and I acquired the family stereo system, and I kind of took parts. I found another part to a stereo system. I took two stereo systems and intertwined the speakers. So I took two speakers from this one and two speakers from that one, and then I would go out with two whole stereos and like do parties. When I
Oh,
first got
that's cool.
started, and then
Like,
I
they're
got.
non-powered speakers?
I mean, this is well, since I'm only 13, it wasn't that long ago, but back when
Oh,
I
yeah, that's
started,
not.
everything was passive or non-powered. There weren't really power speakers at that time.
And those speakers were heavy, man, like, those were the ones you had to wire up, right? And those were super heavy.
Yeah, I
You
definitely had
needed,
the
like,
speaker
an amp,
wire, and
something?
these were light compared to where I went. I mean, I don't want to say the height of my DJ career because I'm just getting started and I'm only getting better, but I mean, we were carrying out double 18 subs, that I had custom made by my Jamaican friends,
Wow.
and I had, maybe 8 people that, we were carrying in, the system and putting it together. So that
And
was.
that
Mhm.
wow, that's crazy, and that's the best thing, having Jamaicans, as friends and at the party, like, they will stack the wall with speakers, and you'll have a heart attack inside of you with the bass, like, I remember that with the bass being, cranked up. What's your ethnicity, like, your background too?
I'm just a normal black guy signal. I mean, African American, but I mean, what's so funny is I was going to go for the heritage thing. Everybody tells me about, you know, you can research your heritage, but
Mhm.
I'm African American, and my family originates from Peoria, Illinois, and Madisonville, Kentucky.
Oh, okay, nice. Awesome. But yeah, I definitely think they know how to throw down by far, maybe the best parties like ever. Especially DJing and rewinding the plates and doing so much,
Yeah, the
as
speakers
well.
were crazy. I mean, my system at one point, I mean, it was lunatic. I mean, we were, it would hurt your heart how much bass we had at one point.
Yeah. So then you've probably gone to a few dance halls in your life then, I'm sure.
I was the life of the party for many years. Now I'm subdued. I'm a soccer or a basketball dad. First there was basketball wives. Now there's basketball dads.
Hey, maybe you could start a reality show on Twitch, Basketball Dads. I think people would to tune into that. They would like that.
True. I was waiting for you to hook me up with a date. I was listening into one of your dating shows or what have you, and I was just like, man, it's like, I'm about to turn 21. I'm hot and young and single, and I'm figuring, I can, one of my claims to fame could be DJ HoneyFlow, put me back out on the dating market.
I didn't even know actually, I didn't even know you were single. You're putting yourself this is great. You're putting yourself out there right now. Like, I'm always looking for bachelors. I didn't know you were I always thought you were married. You always struck me as someone that was married or is
I was
married.
back in the day, but I gave her a bowl of Golden Grams, and she said it was over, so I kind of moved on. I guess she wanted cinnamon toast crunch.
Oh, man. Well, would you ever be open to being a bachelor if I did a dating show? I mean, I have been trying. You know me, I'm gonna find good women. I'm not gonna find crazy women out there. So, although there are some crazies, I'm
That's
not
what
gonna
they
lie
that's what
out
they
there.
say, honey flow. I mean, I'll be a bachelor, but I'm sensitive. So no, it's cool. Yeah, I can definitely be a
I always
bachelor if
thought you
you're
were a little
happy.
more shyer, like more shyer, more reserved. So, yeah, this can definitely be interesting. Or another thing we can do, if you've watched my dating show, I haven't been able to get contestants, enough women yet. But if you want to come on and be a co-host with me, I think that would be a lot of fun, like what I did with It's Fab Forte and Diamond Lee.
I'm ready for the shenanigans. Let's do it.
Yeah, okay, but I may pop a balloon on you. You never know. You never know what's going to happen.
I've been rejected before, and I've been celebrated many times. So it's all good.
Oh, okay. I mean, they do say that pop balloons like I pop egos, like men's egos. I definitely you don't strike me as someone that has an ego, but we're gonna see after the 2 hours is done. You don't strike me as someone that does though.
Yeah, I mean, I'm stuck on myself. I'm totally conceited, so I'll help you out. I'm
Oh my gosh.
stuck on myself. I have a painting. I just bought another house, and at the old house, I didn't get every last thing out, but I have a painting of myself. I'm like, I like love myself so much.
Really? Where is
Mhm.
it? Let's see it. I wanna see it.
It's at the other place, but I'll
Oh,
put it in, I'll
hmm.
put it in one of the stories in your Instagram or whatever.
I
Let
don't know
people.
if I believe you or not. Do you guys believe him? Whoever's coming in the room? I don't know. Let me know.
True or
I don't
false? Does cool DJ Frank from Philadelphia have a painting of himself? Because he's stuck on himself. Actually, it was painted by Orande Kaori of the Kaori Gallery. So is that true or false?
You're not, like, lying down in a robe with, like, a cigar in your mouth, are you? Like, and someone's sketching you?
Actually, I'm fighting for freedom in this particular
Oh, you're
painting.
fighting for freedom.
Mhm.
Interesting. That is interesting. Yeah, you know what? It could be interesting and spicy and fun. I We will definitely have to talk about getting you on, because I'm always looking for different single guys, to be co-hosts for my dating show. How long have you been single for, can I ask?
Let me
You
see.
don't have to
So,
answer if you want, but
uh, I got married right before the pandemic, and then I got
oh,
divorced like about a year after the pandemic. So, like,
really?
without exact dates and stuff, I'm sure that the pandemic didn't do really well for my marriage per se. Mhm.
Wow. Were you, like, with her for a while or, like, dating a while before?
So here's the quick story. Back in the day, she was the girlfriend to one of my friends from back in the day. Fast
Oh.
forward all these years later, I was throwing a party,
Mhm.
and I kind of indirectly invited her, and then we were kind of dating after that, and then I ended up being married for all of the right reasons.
Oh, yeah? Married for the right reasons.
All of the right reasons.
Oh, man. Oh, would you ever wanna get married again too, or no? Or are you kinda like,
I'm
"Ah, I'm
cool
good, I'd
with
rather just
getting.
be
Go ahead.
single?"
I'm sorry. Let me let you finish. Sorry.
Yeah, or because some people after a divorce or after something happening, they're just like, "Nah, I'm good." Like, I hear a lot of people my age, our age, say that, like, "I'm good, I'd rather just date. He could go to his place, I'll go to mine, we're good." Like, what are your thoughts? Or, like, are you kinda hopeful to get married again?
So first of all, we only discussed one of my marriages. I had two of them. So I am an expert at great long lasting relationships. Um Getting married again is cool. It's just and I say afraid, but I don't mean terrified. I'm just wondering if a young lady would understand, before some of the pitfalls were, a young lady expecting a DJ to stay home on a Friday and Saturday night. You got to understand
Oh, yes,
that
yeah.
if you're with me, you might not see me on the weekend nights, and if you want, there to be a significant amount of extra income coming into the relationship. So, not that I'm DJing every Friday and Saturday nights, but I'm DJing a lot of them. So that's a thought. You got a dude with a small record collection. If you're the type of young lady that doesn't want any records around ever, then
Mhm.
just saying.
No, I hear that. I definitely can. They say I see a lot of DJs a breakdown, especially on Twitch. Like there'll be one that's so absorbed with this online world on Twitch, on streaming, on DJing. And then I usually find it's, the women that's just not into it. Like I have friends that way too, right? They're like, I don't understand this Twitch world. It's annoying. Like it kind of causes a separation. Like I do even hear guys say like, online or DJing is like their mistress music. And that can kind of put a little wedge, I think, in the relationship if you don't have that balance. Like, what do you think? Do you think
My
that's
my
true?
ex-wife said to me, and I won't name the mod, but she asked me who the hell entered the mod's name here is,
Oh,
and I'm
shoot.
like, so it's just kind of like, I mean, now, I mean, 5 years ago, Twitch was so important to me, and it was like, oh man, I got to be an affiliate. I got to get my partner application.
Yeah.
I have to be a cool DJ like DJ HoneyFlow. But now
Yeah, right.
it's not like a super big deal. It's like, look, I'm going to hit the start streaming button, and hopefully everybody will like some of these tunes. And then after that, I'm going to drink this water and call it a day. But
You know I ain't cool. Don't even try to gas me up. You know that's a
slight
full-blown lie. You know I'm not cool. You know that.
slightly
Don't even try.
Canadian cool, but yeah, it's not a big deal. I don't think at this point, if I were to date again, that Twitch would be, a detriment. I think I would want to spend, more time just making sure that she's the right person. Whereas, before it was just kind of like, man, you look good,
Mhm.
you're soft, and so here we are. Let's get married. So
Yeah, that's true. No, I think it's definitely important to have and to see those signs like early. If someone doesn't support what you do, like I get this industry and how people are like, okay, like move on, because there is a lot of temptation. There's a lot of stuff being thrown at you, regardless of how old you are. Even online, there's a lot between men and women, right? So I kind of understand how if they're not involved in it or supportive of it, how it could be a hindrance, especially if you love what you do and you're traveling, right? Um, you know, did you see any of those signs like earlier on, like between you guys that maybe, the support might not be there as much?
so first marriage, I was 21, so I didn't know anything. I was just like, you could see the picture of me graduating from college, with my future ex-wife, with baby, and I'm like, I didn't know. It was just kind of like
Mhm.
get married, buy a house, and then there we were. So I didn't know. Second marriage, got married for the wrong reasons, and in neither case, in regards to your specific question, I didn't get it that the DJing would be an issue until it was. So a lot of times the DJing or the music becoming an issue came
Mhm.
later towards the end, and I didn't see
Oh,
it
okay.
coming.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, I was gonna go into the aisle 2 and maybe in the next hour, but we definitely dived right into it now, and I appreciate you being honest and just sharing that, Do you think, I'm just curious now that we're in this aisle 2 topic,
Mhm.
do you think that, you could date another DJ or, like, another female streamer or no? Or are you kinda like, "No, I don't think that would work?" Like, what
It's
do you
probably
think?
part of my fantasy. I mean, I
Oh.
don't know. I just look at the I don't know. I got like maybe like my top 5 or my top 3, like, lady streamers, and it's like I would wonder like, man, what would it be like, to date, a lady streamer. I mean, at least, we could at least, look at crates together, we can adjust cameras and adjust lighting and stuff. It's like,
Adjust lighting.
I can, play in your stream, your stream yard or whatever, mess with your OBS, but
She can
it
steal your
probably would be cool.
turntables. She can steal them, guys, and all his equipment and all his gear. That
Yeah,
could
well,
be tempting,
it's
you know?
better to work together. I can, she can help me get gigs. I can help her get gigs. It would definitely be interesting to get with a girl DJ. So Spinderella, if you ever want to, check out cool DJ. It's cool.
Oh, man, you got some high, I'd like to see you approach Spinderella.
She
I would
says,
pay
she
you
said,
to
slow
approach.
down. I need to.
Yeah, exactly. Spinderella is like the creme of the creme, like, you
Would
you
you say
might wanna you
slow
might
down,
wanna
baby? I
lower it
got
down a few notches and just, like, try a Twitch
All right.
streamer,
Well,
but, like, he goes right
Miss
for
Her, come
Spinderella.
on, Miss Her. It's like, no, let me stop. Go ahead.
Hey, hey, whoa, you guys, he's putting it out there, miss her. He's putting it out there, his type. So now we kind of know what his type is. So miss her if you're out there and if you're listening, maybe I'll have to approach her to get her on my dating show. You never know. You never know. Yeah, no, that's
Ratings
interesting.
out the roof. I'm gonna, because I'm gonna be on full tilt. If you can get, me and Miss Her at the same time, then your ratings, it's like
Yeah, that's
let
true.
me call up Mona Scott. It's all set.
That's true. Got DJ Skrillamack in the building, the first one to come in the
Skrilla
building.
Mac.
And
Mhm.
shout out to the lurkers as well and people coming in, as well to the show. We appreciate you. Drop a question if you have a question. Again, for cool DJ Frank, all the way from Philly as well. Have you met like DJ Mai Tai or anyone from Philly out there too? The DJs out there?
This is gonna make you laugh. Like,
Hmm.
I know DJ Mai Tai very well. I am so young that I was the DJ at Temple University when, myself and Mai Tai were, making the grade. So yes, me and DJ
What?
Mai Tai go way, way back. I was there when she was cutting class, and but yeah, my Tai is a good friend of mine, and I'm very proud of her. Yes, so I do know DJ My Tai, fine young lady. Mhm.
Awesome. Yeah, I always call her Jilly from Philly. She's very sweet and doing really, really big, great things too. So definitely proud of her. Have you gone to like many Twitch groups or anything like that across the country?
Definitely. So, like, I've gone to Chicago. I got Atlanta coming up, and that's Twitch related. Although I went to California untwitch related, I met up with DJ Epic, and I did the Motown on Monday. And Epic, he's a pretty good, pretty popular
Oh,
streamer
he's
here on
amazing.
Twitch.
Yeah.
So a
Were
lot
you
of times I start out like with regular intentions having nothing to do with Twitch, but then I end up, seeing people from Twitch all the time.
That's amazing. Were you nervous at all like working cuz he is I mean, you're amazing. He's brilliant too, like a musical genius, epic. Were you kind of nervous collaborating or do you ever get nervous collaborating with people or
DJ HoneyFlow, I'm nervous right now. I've been
what?
tapping under this
No.
turntable like, man, I finally
Lies.
made it to HoneyFlow's talk show.
This
No, but
guy is such full of lies. I can see right through your foggy little glasses there.
you're funny.
I'm not buying you. Or,
No, I'm all to
buying
be
you.
honest with you, I'm always nervous. The first two records, I'm nervous. Then after that, I jump right into gear and I
Yeah.
get things started.
I like making, the guys, especially the men, nervous on my show, right, DJ Funklore? I like doing that, it's fun. I like Barba
Lord.
waltering them, you know? That's
You,
why I don't think anyone can
you
date
put a
me.
hex, you put a hex on your male guest,
No,
you
no, 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 none of that, none of that.
you
No,
go
no.
shalagoom shak shak.
No, I'm Christian. No, there's no way I'm doing any of that. I'm staying far away from that.
Well, I'm
If
Christian
anything,
too.
you
We can have an altar call before. I used to
if
be a deacon,
anything,
but
I
that's a
will give
different
you
story.
guys a prayer. I'll pray for you guys. That's about
Mhm.
after I'm done popping the balloons on all you guys and your egos. Then maybe I
Basically,
may pray for you after. No hexes, nothing crazy like that. I don't. I stay far away from that. So what did you just say? You just said something. You said you were a Christian too, but you said something.
I used to be a deacon. I stopped. What's so funny is I stopped DJing for like 5 years, to become a deacon of a church.
There's no way. You, my friend, were a deacon? Oh my goodness.
DJ
I'm
Honeyflow, you must
shocked.
accept, believe, and confess. I want you to have eternal salvation. I
This
want you
is
to go to
scary
heaven.
going to church on Sundays. The stuff I'm hearing from people on Twitch saying they're deacons, they're pastors, they're first ladies, they're priests. If I am so confused right now being online. If you were a
No, I mean
deacon,
I'm a heathen now. I'm talking about the past. I used to be a
you
deacon.
were
I
a
mean now.
deacon, there's no hope. I'm like, dear Lord, dear Lord, help me, give me
She took me
salvation.
to the pastor, like, I was making a whole bunch of mixtapes. I was selling a whole bunch of mixtapes at the time,
You
and, like,
were a
my
deacon?
ex-wife
Really?
took me to the pastor and told the pastor on me that I was selling mixtapes and that the music was illegal, and then the pastor sat me down, was like, you are you making mixtapes? Your wife said you're making mixtapes." So, you know,
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
So
I'm
then
ser I'm
you
adding
did
I'm making it comedic, but it was a serious, like, intervention, whereas, my ex-wife took me to the pastor.
wow. That how you doing, Edge? We got DJ Funklore, another great guy in the building. We got Edge in the
Peace to Edge.
building.
Peace to
Um,
Folklore.
all full of heathens in this chat room, that's for sure. The heathens are all just coming in the chat. Edge is like, HoneyFlow's confused. Life is confusing. I am so confused. Edge, like this is scary to me. You have no idea. If I mean, I don't know too much about cool DJ Frank. I could kind of see it. I'm just bugging him a little. I could kind of see the deacon thing. I just envision him in like a plaid suit, maybe some snakeskin shoes, a fedora. Can you guys see it? I could kind of see it. He
I got a
kind of
suit.
has.
I got a suit in the closet right now. Yeah, let's go.
Oh, that would be cool if you would have put it on for us. Then we could really see whether you're a deacon or not. Oh, DJ Skrillamax says deacon and freaking. Oh my word. Here we go. Here we go.
And
Uh,
when we do the dating show and I'm co-hosting, then I'll put on the 3-piece suit.
okay, that'd be awesome.
We'll
I'll
be
dress up. I'll
suited
dress
and
up
booted.
too. I'll dress up like a first lady. That would be hilarious.
There you go.
I'll even wear a top hat and everything for you, and maybe gloves. I'll wear gloves too. We can do that.
We'll be
But
innocent for a night.
this is making me scared though. Gosh, I usually date guys in the church. Now I'm a little freaked out because all the stories and all the things, all the people I've interviewed, I'm like, there is no way you're a first lady. No way. I can't even comprehend this. That
The
there's
church
no
people be
hope.
the freakiest.
Gosh, I'm realizing that. But I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. I'll just leave that one there.
Yeah, I'm a
Um,
heathen now. When I was in Cali, the 2 girls were grinding on me, and they were grinding hard. It even got to the
oh, when
point.
you're in Cali?
Huh? Yeah, I was in the club in Cali, and I had finished my set, so I'm just sitting there with my drink. I had a shrimp skewer and an octopus skewer, and the 2 girls just kind of like molested me, and they like kind of had their way with me, and then like
What?
hands
I
were
always
going.
pictured you, like, so reserved and so, like, calm,
I'm an
you do your
introvert.
little
Me and Hobbs,
chill,
who I mean,
relax
we are
thing.
introverts. We are nice
Yeah, you
people.
seem like a real shy introvert. I am shocked. Uh,
I'm very shy until you go grabbing stuff. When you start grabbing, then I'm gonna grab back, and we all gonna
really?
be a grabbing. DJ Guzzle, my man.
Wow. Yeah, I feel like I'm surprised the women are still aggressive. Were they older? Because we're older now, right? So when you DJ gigs, the only I mean, I may have guys come up to me, but they're only interested in learning about the Serato software. Like they want a whole tutorial from me when I'm DJing. I'm like, dude, I'm working. Like, I don't have time to give you a whole tutorial. I barely know what I'm doing. Like, leave me alone. Get lost, but I don't have guys like coming up and like, you know, doing that, like grinding but they may be a bit stalkerish, like stand on the stage with me and just stare at me and not blink. It's like, this is a little weird. So, do you feel, I feel like male DJs get it different. I feel like you guys get way more attention than female DJs. Do you agree or disagree?
I disagree, and I feel if they're sometimes we give off a vibe like a stay away vibe. If you're spinning, then people kind of get the immediate like stay away vibe from you. Now, if you're just standing there with the drink and you're smiling and stuff, then that's kind of like, hey, come say hi. But I was standing there smiling with a drink. It was like, come say hi. And next thing I know, I was being molested.
So you can like dance. If a girl comes up to you and starts grinding on you, like you'll be able to dance
I'm with it.
or dance with
Yeah,
her?
I'm with it.
Oh,
I'm with the shenanigans.
oh
Don't you
boy.
come up grinding on me. And what's so funny is that, the night was going to continue, but my Airbnb was 37 minutes away. So it's like, that's what kind of messed the whole everything up. And, I was
Oh,
sitting there with my octopus.
oh
Mhm.
my gosh. DJ Skrillamax says shy people are the worst. Apparently, I'm seeing a different side to cool DJ Frank today. That's for sure.
I am an
Um,
introvert. DJ Guzzle said that I have to sit down in a corner and, and when I come to Atlanta, I need to sit in the corner and figure it out and be,
you don't strike me as a wild guy. I'm so confused right now. You don't
oh no,
strike
I'm
me.
definitely not wild, but
Oh, no.
if you wink at me like you like me, or if you go, caressing my thigh, that's like, go Frank, go. Like, don't give me the soft rub on my thigh, because
So
then
you're not doing anything. You're strictly blameless. Like you're just like strictly, and I just can't see this. So you're just into DJing, into doing your thing, and then you have all these aggressive girls coming at you.
Well, the one that was in front of me, when she started rubbing, like, she rubbed my hat off, like, so she was
Wow,
rubbing
let's
on
see.
my, bald
Zoom in
head,
on him and see. Let's see. I'm gonna back up
and then
here.
she grabbed
It's so magnified.
and then
Mhm.
she grabbed my, she took my glasses off, and then I was like, "It's
Wow.
on," and then, so then we was like, it was like a group show. Mhm.
So she took off your hat and then took off your glasses,
That is
you
correct,
said?
and she was all up
Oh,
close, like,
can we see this?
she was all up
Can you
close, like
take
she
off your
wanted to.
hat and take off your glasses? I wanna see this. Can you take off your hat and take
I
off
mean,
your
but I got
glasses,
I
please?
ain't I didn't get a haircut. I got the hat on because I didn't get a haircut 'cause,
Oh. Okay, what about taking off the glasses? Let's see. Oh, man. Oh, man, this guy's a character, man. Oh, man, I had no idea. I had no idea Cool DJ Frank was such a character. Wow. Oh, geez.
But
You're
yeah, if you're
hilarious.
in the club with me and, and you halfway decent and you start coming towards me like you wanna grind on me, we gonna make it happen. Imma call your bluff, you know?
Wow. Yeah, I'm definitely learning something. What do you guys think? Drop some questions in the chat for Cool DJ Frank as well. This is interesting because this is not who I'm thinking I'm interviewing tonight. Like, you're definitely giving me a different side that I haven't really
But I
seen
want
before.
everyone to go to heaven. I want everyone to live an eternal life. I want,
Hey, you
you
should.
know,
You
y
should. That's important. That's the best decision you'll ever make in your life. So, and I
yeah.
stand by it. So,
And I'm a
not all
nice
church
guy,
people are
but
gonna
I'm
make it
just
to
saying.
heaven. Not all church folk are gonna make it there. They may think that, but I don't
You
know.
said
That could be a different
they get
topic.
naked? What?
Ah,
Mhm.
man, dear Lord, I don't know. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? We're gonna pray for our brother, cool DJ Frank. Maybe he'll put you back in the plaid suit with the fedora and get you being an usher or something. Do you
It's the
still
liquor
go
that
to
changes
church or
everything.
no? Do you still
What'd you
go to
say?
church? Do you still go to church or no?
Great question. When my pastor closed the church and he moved to New York and then he started pastoring another church, keep it 100, it kind of like really like hurt me. Like I was like
Mm,
I went from being in church every Sunday, making sure that, the Bibles were there for everyone and making sure that the tape and the CD ministry that's how long ago it was taken care of, that all the mics were on, that the choir was good. And then we closed the church. And then I'm just supposed to go from being an important person in a church or being a deacon to like going and sitting down and just paying my tithes and offerings and just sitting there. So it was kind of like honestly, I never really recovered fully and joined a church. Now, have I gone here or there? Yes, but like I'm not in church every Sunday.
yeah. No, I hear you. I definitely hear you. Things have changed so much, I think, after the pandemic and what people have gone through. And then sometimes you have a lot of drama in church. I've definitely encountered that, especially also being a DJ. You know, for goodness sakes, they didn't even like me playing Donna Summers. What was that? Was it It's Raining Men? I don't even
Are
remember.
you
I
thinking
think
of well,
Donna
they were
Summers.
2 tons of fun, and then I don't wanna get in because I'm a music nerd, then, the Weather Girls, and then Martha Wash, she sung, "Gonna Make You Sweat" for CNC Music Factory, so
You know what's the worst playing in a church? Never play Tiny Whiny. That's when I had a pastor running. You know the song Tiny Whiny. You're from Philly, so you
I do,
gotta know
I do.
soca. So for
Mhm.
all you guys that don't know Tiny Whiny, I think it said "Shake Your Boom Boom," but my Jamaican friends always argue, and they're like, "No, girl, they weren't saying shake your boom boom. They were saying shake your boom boom." I'm like, but then my West Indian friends always argue, and they're like, "Girl, Jamaicans always make it." Okay, I'm not saying anything about each race here. I'm just saying the conversation my friends had. So then the West Indians are like, Jamaicans always make it about that. But that's not what that song is. It's Shake Your Boom Boom. But anyways, like that literally got me kicked out of a gig like badly. Like I had a pastor running and in her heels being like, "Turn it off." She was so mad. But she was such a hustler herself. She was from New York and she was begging everyone for tithing money, guys.
Mhm.
So she had a big white bucket of money and she's like, "Come on, you guys, you could do better than that." And she was being super aggressive with money. So all these people, because there's such a following of hers, started dropping them all this money in the bucket for her. And you know what she did to me? At the end of the night, she took the bucket and said, "How much do I owe you?" and dumped the tithing bucket, a big white bucket, on my turntables. I had $5 bills like everywhere. Like like I've never
Like
experienced
a
that in my
stripper?
life.
Mhm.
Yeah, kind of. And yeah, pretty much. And I'm just standing there like, "Ugh." And even when I did the gig, it was mostly a Caribbean and African crowd, but I was playing Lovers Rock, something different, like before
Mhm.
dinner. And she started yelling at me, we're not all Jamaican, right? You could
Um,
play something else, but everyone was dancing before dinner. Everyone was having a good time at the tables. They were a little confused when I played Tiny Whiny. They're like, should we dance? Because it was a church crowd, right? They're like, do we dance? Do we not dance? Oh, I don't know. I
People will
made one mistake.
micromanage you. Mhm.
I thought Tiny Whiny was like follow the leader. I didn't think it was that bad. It sounded like an old classic song, you
I
know?
found out that Dutty wine technically has cursing in it,
What?
supposedly. I had a bride come over to me, and she was like, "You gotta take that off. That's dirty. I don't want Dutty wine played in my wedding." So,
Wow. How do you feel about that? Like, just going back to that, because I am curious that I find it interesting that you were a deacon before. Like, when you were kind of involved in church, did you like still play secular music, or were you kind of like, going through a phase where you're like, nah, I'm gonna put this aside. I'm just gonna be playing gospel. Like, did you ever kind of struggle with that a little bit?
one of my regrets in life is me completely stopping, the DJ process while, I was in the church. So, like, pretty much the majority of the time that I was married the first time, I didn't DJ, and, it was a regret. I think that I would have been well more off and, further, in my career if I had not have lost, the 5 years. So, but yes, while I was in the church, I didn't DJ at all. And all of my friends were like, yo, you need to start DJing again, man. You need to start DJing again. So,
Yeah. Well, that's I thank you for sharing that because that's a cool fun fact that like I didn't know about you. So I think that's really interesting. And I really hope that wherever this journey takes you, especially with DJing, but I really hope that you find a place like something in Philly and something that's going to kind of like fill you up again, like how it might have before. You know what I mean? Um,
a woman brought me to church. So I'm wondering, even at my ripe young age, do I need another woman to bring me back into the church, or is it a Christian step or fellowship that I'm going to do on my own? You know,
Yeah, you never know. I mean, like there's different ways of doing things, and um, people are always going to agree or disagree, right? Like even the shows we do and the industry we're in. Trust me, I've gotten lots of rocks, like boulders thrown at me for doing certain things, right? But I feel like you got to just I feel like it's like less about putting your trust and faith and everything into people because when you do that, you get disappointed. Kind of like when you said, uh, your pastor left, and it's almost like you were almost left behind as well. Like
Mhm.
I can appreciate that, but I do feel like sometimes it does take a good woman to. You never know. You don't need to bank on a woman, but like sometimes women do have that tendency to, like, especially a good woman to kind of steer or help you in that direction, because you could have lots of lucrative opportunities. You're obviously traveling the world and doing big things. But at the end of the day, is as much as we love music, is that going to fulfill you? Like, is that going to fulfill you here? I think we're all created for something more to connect with our creator, right? To have that intimacy or to connect deeper with him. That's how I feel.
We're on the same page, DJ HoneyFlow. I definitely need to figure out what the rest of my purpose is. I believe that, my three beautiful children have helped me to give back to the universe and to fulfill my purpose. But I believe I still have more purpose for the second, half of my life. What is my purpose going to be now? You know.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and who knows, maybe you could use music and speaking or your shows in a creative way to kind of touch people and help them, right? Because there's so many people even online right now, even listening right now, the few that we have in this chat, like everyone has a story, everyone's going through something. But yeah, I could kind of relate to what you're saying. Sometimes you get what is it called, disheveled, like, you may have a routine or something for your life, and then it takes an incident to kind of like make the pieces a little messy, and you got to pick the pieces back up again and put them together, and it becomes harder, like, when people leave, or circumstances, or things happen, right? Like life situations happen, to put those pieces back together, but yeah.
I just want to do some twitching and chilling, for now. Like if I could, get a young lady, where, let's have some shots, let's listen, to these records and let's have fun. And then, I'll figure out, my purpose and whether or not I'm spending a lifetime with you later. But, let me give you a high five. Let's have a shot and,
Hmm.
let's make a mixtape.
So going to that, switching it over a little bit, the Twitch and chilling. I know you started some raids I've been on, and I thank you for including me on some of your raids too. They're super dope. The chill music and R&B that you play. How did you decide to do? What kind of made you decide to do your own raid trains and develop the concept too? Because it is different. No one else is doing it, which is great.
Well, since I'm shy and I'm always sitting in the corner, my secret is that the raid trains were a form of outreach, meeting new streamers, meeting new people. And, it's kind of like my main form of outreach. So, I do the Twitch and Chill. We have a House Your Body. And then with my crew, the 45 Bandits, we do all vinyl 45, 45s, 7-inch records. So, it's, 3 rate trains that I, work on a
Yeah,
monthly
that's super
basis,
dope. Yeah, that's really dope. Have you ever thought about going in, because I don't think I've seen you in any competitions. I feel like you're good enough to do some competitions, like, to get in there.
I'm very thankful, for your thought. No, I've never really thought about it. I think,
No?
maybe I need to, my next thought was kind of going in the realm of edits and
Mhm.
remixes and things, but I never thought of, competing, so I think I gotta go there. Big
You
Stove, my man.
should.
Mhm.
Have you watched the one with, Tweak Music Tips, the genre? That's been interesting. I think you would kill it with the genre competition, especially bringing that Philly, like, heat, that Philly flavor that not too many people have. Like, I feel like you would kill it with the genre battle.
I gotta check into that. Believe it or not, I mean, me and Kova, we have a pretty cool relationship. I was in a DJ group like toward in the beginning of my Twitch
Mhm.
career. I was in a group of
Yes.
DJs where
Remember
we
those
all
groups.
kind of worked together to try to, to kind of improve each other, etc. And Kova was at the helm of it, or Tweak Music Tips per se. So yeah,
Yeah,
I
definitely.
need to check in with him and see where I can participate. You know.
Like, it would be so dope to hear some of your hip hop, your R&B, you, like, slipping in some dance hall or Afro beat or whatever you put in there. Like, yeah, I could definitely see you bringing the heat. So hopefully we'll see you in the next one. And if not, I'll just Photoshop your hands,
Hey,
stick them on
let's
mine
do it. To my
and
brother DJ
pretend.
Vance Dell, what's up? Mm.
Actually, that would be a lot of fun if I Photoshopped your hands, stuck them on mine, and it's like if I knew what you were doing, and entered, and see if we could fool some people. That would be dope.
We fooled everyone. We had one of my mods DJing, young TJ Fabulous. We had her DJing, but it was really, me kind of
Really?
over to the side, and
Oh,
what's
I
so
love
funny
that.
is like everybody went crazy and I had one of the best viewerships that I had, on that particular night. Cause I mean, it's better to look at TJ than it is to look at me. So it
Oh,
was
I
just
would have
like,
loved to see that. So
you
how
know,
did you do it? You were behind her doing no, you actually photoshopped the hands?
well, no, I told her what to do, and
Oh.
and then I was selecting, the Serato on the side, so
Oh, nice. I love that. That's
I
awesome.
told her which which cue points to hit, and then I would tell her when to let go, and then we kind of made it happen.
Yeah, how you doing, Prince Yoshi's son in the building? We got Tilt in the building with us. Big Stove does a great show. Make sure you guys are adding them, and of course, my fam DJ Vance Dell. Make sure you're adding him. Big Stove does a great show. Prince Yoshi's son. Good to see all you guys. Thanks for coming through. Drop a message. We got Funklore too. Does an amazing show. Edge, we're waiting for you to do a show. Come on, bro, you got to do a show. And we got DJ Skrillamac. Thanks, guys, for coming through. Appreciate all of you as well. We got Hobbs and DJ Guzzle too. And if there's anyone I missed, I think I got everyone. But drop another message if I missed you in the chat. Hope
Big
you guys
Stove is my people. Like I was in Cleveland. I think I was in Cleveland with him, and you were asking if I went to the different Twitch events. I was in one of the Twitch events with a Big Stove, and he took care of me. He told me what record stores to go to. So Big Stove is really a good person. Whereas I don't know if you have experienced it, but not everybody on Twitch is necessarily a good person. But Big Stove is a good person. And Vance Dell, he passed the ketchup. Like I know he saw that my fries were like really dry, and Vance Dell passed me the ketchup.
He passed the ketchup. Oh, so you guys met, Vance Dell and you?
Yeah. Vance Dell, he's my brother. We have we have things in common. So
I should have, if I knew that, I would have asked you to pinch him for me, like, or twist his ear or something if you saw him in real time.
Crazy.
I know. We always have a lot of banter between each other, So, well, that's good. Was there anyone that surprised you, like going to these Twitch groups, like say meeting Big Stove, or like sometimes it's, especially with the height, like when I met White Gold, it surprised me he was so tall, because I thought he was like 5'6" or 5'7" on his stream. I'm like, oh shoot, this guy's like 5'11" or 5'10". Like he's so much more taller than I thought, Is there anyone that kind of surprised you the way they look online compared to seeing in real time?
So I'm 6 feet. And I was looking up to Epic like, yo, what's up, bro? How you doing? He's like, crazy tall. So, that's one of the things, definitely people, a lot of times you're thinking that somebody's tall and then they end up being short. You think that they're short and then they end up being tall. So it's kind of like.
But what about their face or how they look or not really? Does it just feel pretty normal? Like you know them already?
A lot of times the face is kind of what it is. Like I haven't really met anyone like, wow, I thought that you were drop dead gorgeous, but not in person, pretty much.
Yeah, you're not really going to say that on my show anyways. If you did meet someone that was like, oh,
Nah,
or is there, okay, I'll tell you who looked, okay, I'll be honest with you guys. There was a few people I was shocked seeing in real time. They actually looked better in real time than on camera, if that makes sense. Not saying they look bad on camera, but I was shocked. So I'll give you guys a little secret. Don't tell anyone. Don't tell them. Actually, I think I did tell one of them. DJ Ones and Twos. He showed up to my Nordstrom gig, and he was just pretending like he was just some customer, and I kept looking at him. I'm like, oh, this guy looks like he looks handsome, like better in real life than on his show, I'm like, who's this Denzel guy coming up to me, and he kept standing there. So he was messing with me. And Infiltrate came to my gig too, and he messed with me. And I'm like, oh, wow, these guys look so much better in person than on camera. So anyways.
And how's your DMs from Twitch? Or like, do you, is your DMs flooded? Because I mean, I know you're super hot and such a great streamer. Like,
who are you talking to? Who's he talking to, guys? Who's he talking to? Is he talking?
Your alter.
Talking to Big Stove? Is he talking to Vance Dell? It clearly is not me. He's not talking to me.
So your alter ego, I'll change the subject real fast to give you time to recover. When I did the club Still OG, you won't believe it, and I'm mentioning this on purpose. They have another club behind it, a speakeasy called Alter Ego. And so I had a packed house, but I kept seeing people walk by the DJ booth. They were making reservations for tables on the club behind me called Alter Ego.
What?
So it was crazy. And I went back into Alter Ego. It was crazy. I mean, my club, Still OG was popping, but it was a whole nother club behind me. But I say all that to say that your Alter Ego, I know I'm getting DMs and I'm just okay. So, if you're depthifying, and you're so popular on Twitch, I'm assuming that your DMs are crazy.
Oh, well, thank if you are talking about me, like, you get a few. I'll say that. I don't feel like I have an alter ego. Like, sometimes I kinda wish I did, where that confidence would come out and you start dancing or doing whatever, but I feel like what you see on camera is pretty much what you're gonna get in real life. Like, I don't feel like I have an alter ego. But yeah, you do get DMs. I've gotten DMs by serial killers, by crazies.
What?
I don't feel like I get like a DM of someone that I really like I'm actually digging or feeling. I think a lot of women in, in general, yeah, they definitely get DMs, but it's no one it's usually like some weird people, or you may get some DMs by players or other DJs online that say they're into you, but then they do that to every woman. So how does that make you feel special? Doesn't make you feel special.
I got a
No.
DM from a girl that I had a crush on back in the day, and she put me into the friend zone, so I was cool with it. Like, we became really good friends. I was in the friend zone, but I really wanted to, I wanted to be with her. All
Mhm.
these years later, like a year ago, she was like all in my DMs, like, "Yo, I really had a crush on you, yo, da 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 da." Da." I'm like, "You're late, you're late." I just wish that, and what's so funny is it's just funny how just time goes around and it's just like a cipher, but.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it would be nice if you had someone and the crushes I did, which I'll never say on Twitch. Have you ever had like a Twitch crush? I've had 2, but I'll never ever admit to it ever. Like people will fall over if they hear. I can't. And they're married, so I would never.
No, I
But
mean, I
like
have a couple. I have one or two that they was like, "Yo, cool DJ Frank. I think I want to fall in love." I'll be like, "Let me help you." But yeah, I got a couple of crushes.
I did earlier on, but I don't think I date anyone from Twitch now. Like, it's been 5 years for us, right? So
Yeah.
you get to know personalities, you get to know people. I agree with you. I think it would be dope meeting someone that, DJ like, I've never dated another DJ, so I think I could learn a lot from him. We'd have a lot in common, which I think would be kinda cool, right? But
I know a married couple that DJ. I know two married couples that DJ together, and at least they seem, for all I know, I mean, they could be having like knockdown, drag out, behind the scenes, but they seem so nice and together,
yeah,
and
you never know. Like Nerd Chris got married, right? She dated 2 guys from Twitch and her second
mhm.
man now she's like engaged. So you never know, right? There are a lot of couples on Twitch and undercover ones we don't know, and so
Undercover. Mhm,
if I did date someone, no one would know. Like you would not know that thing. Like if
mhm.
he, puts a ring on my finger, the only thing you're gonna see is his hands. That's it. Like,
Right.
I'll be very mysterious where I'll just show the back of his head or his hand or so when I'm actually married, maybe I'll do the big reveal, but I think that would shock people, like,
Will he
being
talk like the teacher on the Peanuts, like, "Wah, wah, 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 wah."
maybe, I don't know. I don't mind nerdy. I kinda like nerdy. I don't mind that, nerdy GQ, you know? Do you have a type? I'm curious because you seem like you
Mm.
have a type. You mentioned Spinderella, you mentioned Miss Her. So I feel like you definitely have types. I think you like the artistic, like a definitely beautiful women because they're beautiful women.
Yeah, I mean, I've dated, the spectrum,
Oh,
yeah.
wow, dated the spectrum.
But
Sheesh.
yeah, no, I mean, the data DJ thing is intriguing. I would love, a sister that has similar goals musically to mine. It would probably, at least we would understand each other more, at least in that aspect, you
Oh,
know.
for sure. Yeah, yeah. And thanks, Prince Yoshi, for the compliment as well. So I don't think I've been called what is it? You called me a baddie? I don't think I've been called that. So thanks for the compliment.
Do you have a bad behavior? I mean, do you act up or,
Nah. I try not to. I try my best. We're all human, right? So I think sometimes it could come out. I'll say I'm like mischievous. Sometimes that can come out in me.
mischievous?
Yeah. Like
But my type is has many it's been cocoa brown, it's been Twix caramel, it's been pecan sandy,
mhm.
pale.
But it hasn't been vanilla? Has it been vanilla? No?
It
No.
was vanilla for a
Uh-oh.
short period of time. Yeah, my type
Oh,
was
okay.
vanilla, but I
There's
at
nothing
this
wrong with
point,
that.
would you say? Mhm.
There's nothing wrong with that, having a preference or a type or even, I think, culture that you're attracted to. I don't think there's anything wrong with, you know, whatever your preference is.
You like who you like, I just wanna get along, and I wanna have fun and hope that after the best behavior, because everybody's on their best behavior for at least the first 6 months. I'm
Yeah,
just
that's
hoping
true.
I'm just hoping that you're still cool and that everything is still great after the first 6 months.
Yeah, that's true. You really do, I think, get to know someone through the 4 seasons, right?
Mhm.
So, I would like to get to know someone through the 4 seasons, but at this rate, we're getting older. So, hey, it could be even 1 season. I know people that have met, like, a week and they got married, which is insane, but 10 years later, they're still married. So, who's to say what's right and what's wrong, right? You never know.
It's
So
almost like, let me give you the exit survey now so that at least you know what's going on. Like, look, da 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 da. Like, look, no mayonnaise. Um, you know, uh, I'm just telling you everything now, so that we can kind of cut to the chase as opposed to you finding out, 6 months later that,
exactly.
I'm gonna be DJing on Fridays.
It might be good to get to the harder questions first. I do that, and it can sound a bit interrogative, but I don't even care at this point. It's like if you have a checklist of questions, go through them. I feel like it's better to get through the heavier stuff earlier on so you have nothing to hide. You're like, hey, people aren't finding out things 6 months or a year later,
It's like
right?
prenuptial agreement, raw dog,
Okay.
vegan, Sade. Like, it's just kind of like, let's chop, 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 you know.
Exactly. But yeah, I think it's important, like for you to the industry you're in, because you're doing this. Are you doing this full time? DJing full time?
No, I sit at a desk Monday through Friday. I work for a company called Toll Brothers, during the week, and then
Oh wow.
and then I DJ on the weekends, and then I stream. And I'm
Oh.
a basketball dad.
Oh.
You
Well, thank you, Prince Yoshi. Son says Batty meaning super pretty. I appreciate that. Yes. And also you say facts being straight up honest, like upfront. Yeah. So like is there any memorable places you've DJ'd at that really stand out in your mind? And what places have you gone to? You mentioned California, Atlanta, and I mean you say you travel everywhere, right? So what places have you gone to?
I think Hawaii was a good party. And that's the place, like, if I could stay, I mean, the party was good in Hawaii and I would stay in Hawaii if I could. But, I never really had a bad time outside of Philly. I never really had a bad time per se. And once, my youngest goes to college, I'm pretty much like I'm out of here. I'm pretty much just enjoying my last bits of fatherhood, and then I'm out of Philly. I spent, half of my life here. So
Wow, like you mean moving? Like moving out of
yeah, I
Philly?
just moved again. I've
Oh
been
wow.
in this house since July. I closed on July 25th, but my son is 14. My youngest son is 14. My oldest is 25.
Mhm.
Franklin the third is 23. My youngest is 14. So when he goes to college, I mean, there's nothing really holding me here per se. Like, I can do my day job. I can do that anywhere, you know.
And where would you move to? Is it Hawaii or where would you?
Easy. I mean, the easiest would be Delaware.
Oh,
Second
Delaware.
easiest would be Georgia. Um,
Why those places?
because I know people there, so I would have someone to talk to per se. I know that I can get a really good value on the house. In Delaware, there's no tax. So, I mean, just financially, so, and Delaware is it's close to Philly, whereas if I need to get back into town, then I could easily get back here. But just those are the first thoughts. I
Oh,
mean, in California, I had such a great time, but it's like I had like a noodle bowl. I had like some noodles and like some hot tea, and it was like $25. So it's
Oh,
like
yeah, it's crazy.
I don't know if I know that California would be great. It's just financially,
No, I hear that. How you doing, DJ Mike Sessions in the building? Good to see you. Thank you, Tilt as well. I think they went to lurk. Thank you for the bits earlier. I think it was like 15 minutes ago. I missed that. So I apologize. So thank you for those bits. Appreciate you. Let's see here. Yeah. So if you guys have any questions, definitely drop them in the chat as well. So have you worked with, because I know you've worked with different people, like is there anyone you want to mention that you've worked with, like in the industry, and any highlights for you, like working with them as
I
well?
opened up for Jam Master Jay, rest in peace. I opened up for
Wow.
Kid Capri. Um, I just was with Epic. I'm trying to think. I've done a lot of them. It's just having them come to me very quickly. But just yeah, I mean, it was a dream come true to open up for Jam Master Jay and for Kid Capri.
Wow. And how did that come about? Was it mostly networking and kind of who you know, and the connections, or was it, strictly based on your skill? Like, how did that come about opening
So a
up for them?
lot of my opportunities, where me and my Ty, we both are alumni of Temple University. So a lot of my opportunities started at Temple University. Like I DJ'd, for a while at the Wells Fargo Center. So that's kind of like the one of the big stadiums in Philly, like the Sixers play there or what have you. So
Oh, wow.
and that was all through Temple. A lot of my opportunities come in regards to the 45 Bandits. Like some of my streams are like digital, like Serato, but a lot of them, I play these little records. So a lot of times when I'm coming to your town, then I'm playing the 45. So between Temple University, between the 45 Bandits, my networking, I tell people I know DJ HoneyFlow, and then a lot of times, the bookings open up, and then, the vast majority of my bookings come through. I have like 4 party planners, and they'll call me, and then, I get a lot of things like that. Mhm.
Wow, amazing. So do you go through also a DJ company, or you kind of do it independently?
So yeah, I'm the only one, and what's working is, I mean, I give kickbacks. Like if you have a booking for me, then I give 10 or 15%, management fee, and it keeps me working. Like a lot of times, everybody says, "Oh, I don't need the money. It's no big deal. You didn't have to give me that." But a lot of times, what I experience is when I give people a little something on the side, it keeps me working. So
100%. Yeah. Like even I've done gift cards like for people. Like if people just refer me and I'm able to book it,
mhm,
whether it's a wedding, corporate event, whatever it is, uh, if you give them something a little back, it just shows that appreciation, that relationship, right?
true.
That's a good way of doing things. My brother actually, I mean, he's like killing it in real estate, like really crazy good. But like when he first started as a realtor, he would say, buy a house, get a free pizza. And it sounds funny because who's going to buy a house for pizza? But people loved it. It was something different. Seeing that, that white sign that they have, like with their little face on there and say for sale or whatever. And then he would put that on that white sign, like buy a house, get a free pizza.
At least
And
it's something. It's more
yeah,
than you would
people
have gotten,
remembered. Yeah, and people remembered that. They remembered that, and they loved it when he would deliver a pizza after they got bought the house, right? So, just something different. So that's a great idea. So, where were those moments like when you first walked on stage and you opened up for them? Like, do you remember that moment? Because those are pretty magical moments, like in a DJ career.
It's definitely nerving, and even still, honestly and seriously, I still get nervous to this day.
Really?
But it's like once I'm into my second song, then I'm good. But and what's so funny is it was like a lot of times people aren't as nice as you envision them or that you hope that they'll be. I mean, it wasn't that, kid was really mean or what have you, but it was kind of like, yo, get your records, keep it stepping. Kind of like it was really his dude. A lot of times, people will have people with them that are kind of like sound checking and like, working with them. And it was kind of like, Like Kid Capri's dude was kind of like, yo, peace out, get your stuff,
Oh, wow.
But I get it, it was time to go anyway, so it's cool.
Yeah, for sure. Well, they always say that expression, "Don't meet your heroes," something like you will get disappointed or something like that, like the people you really look up to. Like I've heard a few people I've interviewed saying, "Are you sure you really wanna meet them? Because you might be a little surprised," you know?
You ready
Like
for a crazy story? I got a crazy
yes,
story
yes,
for
I
you.
love it. Yeah, definitely share
Okay.
it.
So I went to Temple University. Um, One of the popular alumni was Bill Cosby.
Mm,
So
wow.
on my graduation day, Bill Cosby, he was doing like, the speech, like kind of like the address or whatever at my graduation. And he comes down and he points at me in my aisle. And there was a picture of it. And all these years, I had the picture of Bill Cosby pointing at me on my graduation. Up until a couple of years ago, it was like an honored, cherished thing in the family. But now, that's my story.
Wow. Oh, man.
Because now you can't really, put it up the way you used to. It's not really as important as it was per se.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's crazy when you post, people. Like, I met actually Bill Clinton, believe it or not,
Mhm.
which is a crazy story, and then we were, like, heckling him in a barbecue place, and I was all excited. I was like, "Oh my gosh, I met a former president. Like, how does this happen?" This always random things always happen like that if you roll with me. And it was in New York, and he was going through a barbecue restaurant, and it was like the movies, like all the Secret Service, like they're all wearing black suits, had earpieces, black shades on, like the movies, and they're all making a line, right? But because I'm small, I was able to slip in the middle of this line. And everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, Jennifer Lopez is going to come out. It's Aerosmith. It's Bon Jovi." Like everyone was trying to figure out what celebrity this was because Syracuse, New York, like, no offense, but like you don't see a lot of people dressed up in suits, like suited up like that in tinted SUVs coming down the street, right? And then that's when Bill Clinton, he came out, and I was the only one in the middle there, so I got to meet him. But yeah,
I'm
posting that
changing positions. Go ahead.
oh, it's okay. Yeah, but posting that people did not like, there was a lot of backlash on social media. I don't know all of his history. I don't know all his history with his, wife, but I'm assuming Bill Cosby, it would probably be the same thing, posting.
Are they both adulterers? I don't know. I figured they were.
Oh, I don't know.
It seemed
Yeah,
like
everything that these days, right? We're seeing so much in media, seeing so much. What do you think about that? I know this is kind of a controversial question, but like seeing the stuff that we're seeing on social media with how people are and how they are in entertainment, do you kind of separate the music and still play that and not really care, or does it kind of like bother you a little bit, like with different things we're hearing and different things coming out? Like, what do you do as a DJ?
I watch what I play. For the most part, I'll throw in a tester. Like for a while, I was kind of like kind of keeping away from R. Kelly.
Yeah.
Um, then I played That's What I Like by Bruno Mars. And then right after it, I came in with the remix to Ignition and everybody went crazy. And it's like
Mhm.
for a minute, they forgot, they forgot, or at least they might have remembered, but they enjoyed the song. So it's like I would love to separate it. And if people are willing to separate it, then I'll go for it. But if you have a sketchy track record, if I'm playing your song, it's just so undeniable and it really fits in the moment. you know.
Yeah, I stopped playing him years ago, but it's hard because we grew up on his music, right? Like, he's
Mm.
got really, really good music, but I'm so against human trafficking, but now it's becoming very foggy. It's becoming harder, especially if you're anti-human trafficking, and having that played on an anti-trafficking, raid, that made me cringe. I'm sorry. I'm just like, "Why are we playing this right now?"
Mm.
You know what I mean? But I don't know, DJs feel differently on that too, right? So, yeah.
I was done with Step in the Name of Love. It's like some of the songs I was kind of done with anyway, but
Mhm.
I don't, it's kind of like we're gonna miss a lot of music. If that's the case, then we should have no Michael Jackson. We should have
Yeah.
no R. Kelly. I mean, Chris
We should
Brown.
pretty
I
much
mean,
not have anyone in Hollywood at this point, I think, but
Chris Brown. I mean, he
yeah.
laid hands, supposedly, allegedly laid
Uh,
hands on someone. Trey Songz is beating up people at baseball games.
yeah, it's
Um,
it's definitely crazy. But,
etc.
so what would you say shifting it yeah, and Prince Yoshi, I didn't even know half of the history because I'm Canadian, not saying that's an excuse, but I didn't know all the history. So when I posted him, I didn't realize people would be so angry. Like, people were really angry on Facebook. I was like, "Oh, wow, like, maybe I shouldn't be posting, that picture with Bill Clinton," but for me, I thought, "Oh, wow, it's not every day you meet a former president, right?" So that was kind of interesting. Um, anyways, so yeah, I was gonna say, I'm trying to think also actually, what's the worst gig that you've had that you remember? You've probably done so many over the years. So do you have any that stand out where you're like, oh man, I just want to end the night?
I was a young guy and I did a club called Inez, and the owner was Inez. And it was time to get paid, and Inez pulled off and didn't give me the money. And she
Oh
kind of
shoot.
thought it was funny. And that was my first time, one of my few times, but my first time not getting paid. And I remember it like it was yesterday.
Really? So how come they didn't pay you?
I mean, I was younger and I didn't, she got over on me, you know.
Wow, that's
But,
insane.
I learned since then. I mean, pretty much the vast majority of my gigs, I'm paid at the latest 7 days before, before I even leave the
Like
house.
like the full amount?
So when you first call me, you say, "Hey, Frank, I want you to come out." I'll get an initial deposit to show that you're serious because I don't want to hold your date for nothing.
Mhm.
Then, 7 days, before, your event, then that's when your balance is due. And then some people kind of pay in between or what have you. But, and then I've gotten one time, I got a pharmaceutical company that said to me, like, yo, um, we don't really know you like that to give you all of that money ahead of time. I was like, okay, I'll show up anyway. And then they paid me. I ran their card because I got the card reader. And
Mhm.
so when I got there, I ran their card and then we knocked it out. So I made an exception just to keep the gig going. But in
Yeah.
general, I want to make sure that I'm paid. I don't want to be running around at the end of gigs like Inez did me many years ago, wondering if I'm going to get paid.
Yeah, especially asking a bride and groom or, after they're done their big day, like, I try to get everything in advance, like,
Mhm.
and if people are, "Well, we need to see," like, or we'll pay half now, half later, I don't even like that because I've had some guys kinda try to shortchange me, like, "Oh, well, we're gonna give you lower," like, "Times are tough." I'm like, "No, that's not what we agreed on," you know?
Mhm.
So, yeah, it's kind of an interesting business. You live and you learn. Do you have contracts? Like, put contracts in place?
Most definitely. So, as you mentioned, about half of my business is weddings per se. So, once you book, you get the contract, you give your deposit, I give you your wedding checklist,
Mhm.
and I get that back 14 days in advance. But yeah, definitely everything is on paper. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Have you had any, like, besides people not paying you, any breakdowns in equipment or your hard drive crashing or you forgetting, like, a wire or something before an IRL?
Those things happen. However, I'm pretty at the, lately I've been pretty prepared. Like I usually have extra stuff. Like a lot of times I'll have an extra speaker, I'll have extra wires and stuff. So knock on wood, I've been pretty good, with small mishaps per se.
Yeah. So how you doing, Kent Mister? Good to see you again. So when did you actually start Twitch? Was it like 4 years ago or 5 years ago? Trying to think
I
the
think I
same
got a
time.
good 5. I
Yeah.
mean, I'll make you laugh. Like, I started
Mhm.
Twitch in my ex-wife's house, like I was streaming from the dining room table. Then I moved, into I have a triplex, and then I moved into the bottom floor of my triplex. And you can see from stream to stream me painting, me doing, putting up drywall and all of that stuff, and people working around me streaming. Then we get that done, and then I streamed there for, a good 3 years or whatever, and then here I am here. So this is kinda like the 3rd, you know, location of my streaming, but it's going, if it's not without me knowing day by day, it's going into 5 years. If not, I got a strong 4 and some change.
Yeah. So what, like, I'm trying to think, do you have any actually goals for Twitch, like, after 5 years, or are you pretty much done with that and now you're just going live? Like, how do you feel about that? I'm sure you had some goals earlier on too. We all did. But 5 years in, I'm like, yeah, I think I'm pretty much good.
So the funniest thing is, I was always good here. I always had a million gigs in Philly.
Mhm.
As soon as I joined Twitch, without, obviously it's easy to be an affiliate. I mean, they let you, they basically give affiliate to you. But without me being a partner, not a chance in the world of me being partner. Not even that I have killer depth defying numbers. But here's what I do know. I've made
Mhm.
so many relationships from Twitch that it has me DJing around the country.
That's
So
amazing.
it works for me. I'm not, I could care less about the partner application. I don't really, I mean, what else other than, 1,000 people? And what's so funny is, I was watching you one day, and, you were doing something on another platform. And I wanted to say to you, I know you were DJing. We kind of made a comment about people bothering you while you're spinning, but I wanted to ask you, like, HoneyFlow, how many people do you have in this other room? Because I know it has to be way more than those that are on the current platform. Some of the other platforms you'll end up, I've had 1,000 people, but can you keep 1,000 people?
Mhm.
And am I going to, 5 years ago, I would have racked my brain to try to get these numbers that are unrealistic to keep anyway. So, but at the end of the day, I'm happy. I'm getting booked outside, which is more important to me than a couple of bits in the stream per se.
Yeah, I feel you. I think, that's why I was gonna ask you if you prefer IRL over streaming, or if you had to choose one or the other, like, what would you prefer, streaming versus IRL or the other way?
If I had my way, I
Yeah.
mean, if I could get 1,000 people, and the truth is, I always, and a lot of us always wanted to be like Jeff. So in a perfect world, you would be able to do a Jeff and get 1,000 people, and you just walk into your other room, and start streaming and get those 1,000 people, and then, turn around on the weekend and have a packed house on the weekend IRL. So that's the best of both worlds. But yeah, I mean, I would love it, to I would love it for my streams to be more robust and as fulfilling as in real life. But in real life is more fulfilling at
Yeah.
this time. Mhm.
Yeah, I hear you. I kind of, I don't know, I kind of feel like I have a love-hate relationship with social media. So it's like some days it's busy, other days it may not be. Like, it's like you never know. It doesn't depend on good quality content. It's also the algorithms. It's a bit of luck. It's a lot of factors. It's a lot of strategizing. I've talked to so many DJs that have like 10 tabs open at all times. You're thinking that they're all there or supporting your show, but then they have like 20 tabs open, right? And everyone's doing it. Everyone's strategizing to get 20 more people in the room or 50 more. But is it really worth it? Like, having 20 tabs open and no one's really at your show presently next to bots? Like, is it really worth it? Maybe it could be,
I
but
want
will
the real
it to make it
people.
to partner? Yeah, like, I'd rather real people myself too, even if it's a small number. Like, I'm fine with that, and I'd rather the right people, not just people in your room, but the people that actually appreciate your show, right? Because we can have a lot of frenemies in this business too. Not everyone's in your corner that's watching you as well, right? So I think it's important to have the right people around you.
Peace
Do
to
you
Kent,
agree?
Mr. 23. And it's funny you say the right people. So I have, my mods past and present on my shirt. And there's one name missing. Yeah, Shay Tape was one of my mods for about
Oh,
a
Shay
year
was your mod. Okay.
back in the day. But yeah,
Oh, you
now
got
I've
some
come to love it.
celebrities. You got, TJ Fabulous, Booms. I knew TJ Fabulous was, and Booms, Purplicious, Lainey Star. Okay, nice. I like
Mi-
that.
I'm gonna shake my mods, you know.
I like it. That's awesome.
So
Yeah.
my channel, actually, me and Purplicious 215 started my channel in our questionable 5 years ago. You know, so the channel started with Perp. She was my first mod back in the day.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, we see him close up, guys. We see him close up. Next time we'll get him in that plaid suit
Mhm.
for the dating show. Yes, that's true. Prince Yoshi-san says, I'm not a DJ. I worked very hard for my first affiliation. Yeah, it definitely does take work. Hey, we got DJ Jazzy Lou in the building. We
Jazzy
also have
Lou.
Kent Mister that came through again. Thank you for constantly coming through to my show and helping me. I appreciate you. And Father Damien, we got you in the building. Great show the other day. My mom says hi and Merry Christmas to you. She loves Father Damien. Like, she's like, tell Father Damien I say hi. And yeah, she really loves you, Father Damien. She likes you better than me, better than her own daughter. How is that possible? But he's a great guy. So make sure you guys are, adding him and Jazzy Lou and Prince Yoshi's son, everyone in the building. If you guys have any questions, drop them in the chat as well for DJ Frank. Make sure you guys are adding him. Have you ever worked with or met like say Musique or Jilly from Philly or some of the like, Jazzy Jeff or some of the amazing artists from Philly?
I got two. I got two
Jazz
more
oh,
good stories. Ready for two
Sullivan.
more quick
Yes,
good
yes,
stories?
of course.
So back in the day, so when I was at Temple, I was on the main campus program board. So like we kind of decided who was going to perform, and we did, we had contests and stuff. Like I was really active in my collegiate career. Why did Jill Scott, before obviously all of the fame, she joined my poetry contest, and Jill Scott won my
Wow,
poetry
that's
contest that I
crazy.
organized. So I can always brag and say that Jill Scott won, my poetry contest.
Do you feel like a lot of them are the same now that they've gotten the fame, especially the ones coming out of Philly? I mean, I know you don't know them personally, but
Mhm.
do you think that a lot of them are kind of still the same, like true to their Philly roots and, just maybe how they might be, like what you see now?
I don't think anybody can be the same. I mean,
Mm.
my experience in life, I mean, yeah, somebody may still like cheesesteaks, or, if they smoked weed in college, they may still smoke weed now. And I just use that just as an example off the top of my head. But generally, when you put money, my opinion is in general, when you put money into someone's pocket, especially a celebrity, then it's going to change, a lot of their perspectives and how they move and how they do things. You
Would you ever want it like, would you have ever wanted that for yourself to be that big or well known like a Jazzy Jeff or Kid Capri or I mean, you've worked with Kid Capri, which is amazing. But have you ever wanted that kind of for yourself, like that fame and, just climbing up there?
We all want more. I at one point, maybe even, 3 years ago, I really, wanted, so much more, but now I'm satisfied and thankful for what I have, because I realize that what's for you is for you. Leading into my next great story, if you like it.
Yeah, I love your stories. They're really interesting. So
So
go
I'm at
ahead.
Jazzy Jeff's house. Okay. We
Oh,
had a
wow.
mutual friend that passed away. Rest
Mhm.
in peace to Groove the Most. So originally, Will, or the Fresh Prince, was the rapper for Groove the Most, and then he went from Groove the Most to Jazzy Jeff, and that's how Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince got together. So we're doing a tribute to Groove the Most, and I'm at Jazzy Jeff's house, and it's just like, I mean, it's just like surreal. I'm just like, it means a lot, for a guy like me that always looked up to Jeff, to just be sitting in his studio and, participating in the tribute to Groove the Most. So that's my pretty much one of my only Jazzy Jeff stories that, I did actually go to his residence, and it was an honor, a beautiful time in my life.
Wow, that's cool. Was that his current residence or probably an older one
Current
maybe?
current
Oh,
residence, like
current.
still could go
Oh,
there now. He's still there now. Yeah.
is it massive? It's probably huge.
Humongous. We were in just
Wow.
the studio part where he streams from. We stopped by where the drinks are. So we kind of got drinks, in one place. We left that place to go into another building where the studio is, and that's not even the house per se. We were just kind of like
Wow.
in two of, but he's well and he deserves it.
Oh yeah, he definitely
Mhm.
deserves it. And one thing that I appreciate with him, it doesn't matter if you're a beginner DJ or if you're as advanced as you are, I feel like he's still got respect. Like he's not like all like, "Oh man," and I like how he defends the sync button. I find it hilarious because so many DJs, are get so mad over the whole thing. And I get it. If you're like a turntablist DJ, like I get it, but he's like, "Who cares?" He's like, "Just play the music." You know what I mean? Like people aren't looking at your equipment, your gear, what you have. Like even when I asked him years ago when I met him in my 20s, like, "How do you feel about turntablist DJs compared to the CDJ DJs?" Because there's a lot of hate between them, right?
Mhm.
Like you're not a good DJ or you're not a DJ if you got CDJs. And for all you guys that don't know what CDJs are, those are like the CDs that you would slip in the CDJs. I mean, that's how I first started off of those. But he's like, who cares? Like, no one is looking at your equipment. They're just looking at your song selection and if you can play well. What do you think of that? Do you agree with him, or do you think, DJ shouldn't be using the button sync, especially the sync button?
I agree with him. I think that at the end of the day, here's what I will say. If you're using the sync and you're using all of this technology, I would hope that, that you can get a dance floor and that everything is rocking. If you have all of the tools, at your disposal and, it's still not coming out the right way, it's like cheese and rice. It's like you're almost we're giving the new DJs that are coming in, we're giving you the quinoa, we're giving you the soy sauce, we're giving you everything and the vegetables. So please give us something, good to eat, that tastes well. If it's still nasty and it's not tasting good, then cheese and rice, or what else do you want at this
Yeah.
point? That's kind of
For
like my
sure.
thought.
But I like that he's not snobby because this could be a very intimidating industry, like, especially for a woman too. It's like walking on a basketball court hoping you'll get picked, but knowing you're probably not gonna get picked and you'll probably be the last player, in line unless if you're really, really, like, hardcore, like some of these girls that are really practicing, really getting out there, but that's how it feels anyways. Uh, that I describe being a female in the industry a little bit, but I like that he showcases and he doesn't care if you're new. He doesn't care what your status is, but he could because he was like the originator. You know what I mean? Like he was so good at his craft, but he's not snobby about it. I think he still cheers on people that are still learning, which I appreciate from him.
You are absolutely right. I think that Jeff is definitely cool as a fan. Here's
Hmm.
where I disagree with you. I
Hmm.
feel that a lady DJ pretty much has it made as long as she takes the opportunity. A lot
Hmm.
of times I know lady DJs that I know personally
Yeah.
that get twice what I get, and it's not, and they're good, but and I know people that are better than them, but they get twice the impressions of gigs that are offered to them,
Hmm.
and they get twice, $2,000 to me. I know some ladies that, easily, are getting 4 and 5. You know what I mean? No,
Wow. I
no
like to
questions
meet
asked.
those ladies. I like to meet and learn from them then.
I
But no, I
mean,
I kinda hear what you're saying. I see both sides because being a female DJ is kind of a hot commodity. Like, even when you go out, people are shocked, like, they turn around. It's like how a boxer walking in a ring. Like, people say it doesn't matter, but it still does. I always say, "Well, why does it matter? Just say you're a DJ." Yeah, I get your point, but as a female walking in a boxing ring, you're always gonna be known as that female. You're not gonna be known as just that boxer because that's what people visually see, right? So you can't change that. But anyways, that could be a rabbit hole of what we agree and disagree on. But I hear what you're saying though. Like people charge premiums off of female DJs as well. But if you work for a DJ company, guys undercut you all the time. Like and charge, like you say, a grand higher and undercut and pay you a lot lower. So you have to really know your worth in this industry as well.
One other point in that, and I do have one other story, and then you can tell me to be quiet.
No, no,
The
go ahead.
along the same line, people sometimes will look at you and expect that you're good at something. Like when I
Mhm.
come in, they're like, "Oh man, he's going to be a good DJ and he's going to be great." So it's kind of like you already have these high expectations of me. You're in Philly, you're African American, you're
Mhm.
supposed to be either a great DJ or a great barber and drive a Regal, a souped up Regal. Whereas what if none of the above? It's like a lot of times, you know, I think what you're describing is, people, may want to mess with the price because of who you are or who they think you are. But a lot of times I walk in a room and I just gotta be
Mhm.
good because you look at me and I'm just supposed to be good because I'm from
No, I
Philly
get
and
that, I get that.
I'm
But
just
people judge all the time, like, I'll walk into a Caribbean party, and I had guys heckle me, like, right away. They're like, "What do you know? What do you know about reggae? You don't know anything." I've heard men and women, especially Jamaicans, say that to me, so I always
mhm.
love surprising people and slipping in, like, their culture. They're always so shocked, right? Like, "How does she know this?" I've even, slipped in Chinese, Italian, Greek, like, a lot of cultures, Afghani, Persian, like stuff that's really outside the box that will mess and people are surprised, right? But maybe one day I hope to get as good as you and some of
You're
the other
funny.
DJs.
All you gotta do, you
I
just
do.
gotta bust that behind and show them what you're about, they can think what they want. My
Yeah.
final, you made me forget my final story. I had this great
Oh,
other
shoot.
story, but it'll come
Yeah.
back around. It'll come back
Okay, I'll definitely come back around.
around. Mhm.
Let's see here. Oh, Prince says I recently watched a documentary about the most recent reunion. Oh, okay. Oh, they're talking about Jazzy Jeff. Okay, yeah. Have
Oh,
you
the
ever
summit
been
at his house. The I forgot what it's called.
Oh.
But he has a summit at his house like almost every year. I forgot what it's called. The playlist retreat. Crazy. It's crazy.
So have you ever been nervous meeting anyone, like anyone, or not really? Like you say, sometimes you're nervous when you're doing a gig and then it goes away, but what about meeting anyone in the industry?
I'm cool as a fan. I'm pretty, like when I see people, I'm gracious. I'm shaking hands, but no, I've never really, um, never really been like nervous meeting anyone
Have you
per
ever had anyone nervous meeting you?
Um, yeah, just recently when I was in Cali, I was coming out
Mhm.
of the DJ booth. This guy and his wife, they were like, "Oh, you did so great, da 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 da," and she's shaking, and he was kind of shaking a little bit. I was like, "I'm just little old Frank, and I
Yeah.
don't know, I'm thankful, but I kind of started to be like, HoneyFlow said that you guys are going to buy me a drink, since everybody's so nervous. But
Yeah.
yes, I've had people that have been, nervous that have approached me.
Yeah,
You know,
social media is kinda interesting that way because 'cause I've had a few people do that to me, and I'm like, "This is really, really weird." Like, I'm usually the one geeking out, like, I'm surprised they're doing that with me, especially being online. I find it's kinda funny, you know? Or sometimes you see guys get nervous, they're like, "Oh my gosh, she's come to my show." I'm like, "Who are they talking about? That's definitely not me." But anyways, I feel like the world of social media can be like a big illusion, and perception of
Well, with
of
your
how
fan
people
club, I
perceive.
mean, the honey flows, I mean, I'm sure if I mean, they've been writing all these letters and,
I'm
sending,
telling you, I don't have a fan club. I only get serial killers and weird guys coming at me. Like even my mods said they look like serial killers and to block them. So, I think it's being personable when you overshare and you're really personable, maybe that can happen. People feel this weird connection to you. You know what I mean?
I don't get the serial killers, but I get people who befriend me and then or like they want to be my best friend and then it turns into me helping them until I cannot. Like a guy, I was kind of helping him with his streaming, getting his stuff set up. And then um just like nowhere, like he never really streamed and that was it. So I'm just like, I don't know. I guess what I learned is that you kind of have to do things because you really want to do it, not for the end result per se. But I was
Yeah.
kind of thinking, low key, I was thinking like I put in all this time and sat on the phone with you and helped you, and then are we going to at least get to affiliate or something? Are we going to follow through on it? I felt like I
Yeah,
wasted
for
my
sure.
time.
Yeah, definitely. What's your now I just forgot my question. Hopefully you remember your story too. What was
I
that
know, and
question
I had a
again?
good one. I'm trying to think what it was. It wasn't Jill Scott. It wasn't Jazzy Jeff. But it'll come around. Mhm.
Okay, no problem. So, with your Twitch shows, have you had anything like any highlights that you really remember from in like could be a few shows in the 5 years you've been doing this, like anything that really stands out to you? That's
I
a
just
great
love
highlight?
that the people that come through, like, you got your Macios, you got your shortcuts. Because I have the little characters that dance around on the screen, like when I'm spinning, I have these little characters that dance around at the bottom. So a lot of times people will try to come in and lurk and play it off like they're not there. But I'll have I've had Shortcut, I've had
Oh, wow. Shortcut.
Maceo, I've had Grandmaster Flash,
Oh, wow.
um,
It's amazing.
a lot of pretty like good names that have come to check me out. So I get a kick out. I mean, Grandmaster Flash follows me. I mean, you know, in what part of life? I got the story. Got it.
Mhm.
All right, here's the
Okay.
story. Okay. So I'm doing a wedding. Wedding's going great. And usually I'm full service. I'm gonna charge $1,000,000. My weddings are expensive. But I'm sitting with the bride, for months, everything is to the T. I even play games at weddings. Like I plan it with the bride and groom and I do a game.
Nice.
So everything's great. She's coming down the aisle doing the ceremony. The champ, Mike Tyson, comes into the wedding.
What? No.
Everybody has their cameras at the bride, and then all of the cameras shift over to Mike Tyson. And everybody's taking a picture with him. And I did not take a picture with him on purpose because I was trying to be professional. But I'm just looking, I'm like, I just wanted to say to Mike, like, yo, you just ruined this bride's day because it's no longer her day anymore.
Wow.
So same wedding. Kenny Gamble, just to whoever doesn't know who Kenny Gamble is, he was one of the co-founders of a record label called Philadelphia International Records. So a lot of what I stand for and me doing all of this, is started with Philadelphia International. I mean, the Jacksons recorded an album with Philadelphia International. He's pointing at me like I'm doing a good job. What else? I mean, Mike Tyson comes into a wedding where I'm performing. Kenny Gamble is pointing at me. The guy that produced Teddy Pendergrass and Patti LaBelle is
Wow.
pointing at me like I'm doing a good job. So the thing is, I feel like I've already lived DJ HoneyFlow. I'm on your show. I've lived. At this point, it's all just, Italian dressing,
You're
you know.
so funny. Thanks for, boosting up my ego just a little bit, just a little bit.
Funny,
You're just
funny,
gassing
funny.
me up. I find you're hilarious. Um, but I appreciate you. Wow, that's awesome. So I wonder who Mike Tyson knew, if he knew the bride or the groom or
So the other backstory is the groom's father was kind of like Mike Tyson's manager or something like that, or promote one of the promoters or something. So that was like the backstory.
wow.
And the father of the groom like put a lot of money into like different schools and stuff in Philly. And I think Kenny Gamble also put money into the school. So that's what kind of made the connection
Oh, wow.
of them being there.
That's
So
really cool to see that. And you weren't nervous when you knew he walked in and you weren't nervous like, "Oh, shoot, like,
once it
one of these
and
guys
it's
are in the
real
room right
talk.
now."
I mean, that's not a joke. Like once
Yeah.
I get into like the third song, I'm
Mhm.
all good in the hood.
And you're fine with emceeing and hosting as well?
Yeah,
'Cause some people's
I
not like
can do it all myself, but what I for my weddings, I usually bring in a host because I mean, pretty much a couple $100 just makes it easier as opposed to me sitting here. I'm kissing babies. I'm on the turntables.
Mhm.
I'm
Hey,
running over
if
there.
you need a partner in crime to co-host, let me know. I mean, I'm not yappy like how I am on my show.
Don't
I know
threaten me with a good time.
I know
It's
how
like
to be, MC and host. That would be dope actually, because the guy-girl chemistry really works. People love that, when you're doing that.
the funniest thing is for you, and and of course we could work together. But what would be so funny is I'm the type of person where I would pay extra for you to come in a day earlier, and then I would sit and vibe with you and figure out how we're going to do the wedding, as opposed to just magically just
Oh, yeah.
assuming everything is
I would
just going to
definitely do
mesh
that.
well,
I'm a
you know.
planner too. I'm like a huge planner that way
Mhm.
too, like working. What do you prefer most? How are you doing, DJ Diz? Good to see you, 37. Make sure you're
DJ
at
Diz, my man.
in a minute. It's good to see you as well. I gotta definitely check you. Good to see you. So thanks for coming through. So what do you prefer more? Do you prefer like weddings, corporates, festivals, like concerts? You know, if you opened up an arena, I think you mentioned Philly. Like, what do you prefer?
So we're on the same page. A lot of your questions, hit close to home. To my purpose, like, keep in mind the Cali trip was so good because a lot of the people came out to see us per se.
Mhm.
We did like 2 or 3 record stores too, and there were people coming to the record store to meet me to buy
Oh,
records
nice.
while I was DJing. So
Wow,
I
that's
think you
awesome.
and I, we're both to the point where people will pull money out of their pocketbook and pay us to DJ. Great. I'm thankful for that. I'm not saying that that's bad, but now I'm to the point where, you want to book DJ HoneyFlow, because of the great music that she's playing. You want to book cool DJ Frank because I know that the music's going to be crazy. So that's kind of where I'm at this point in my career. I love when they book me for me. So I'll take the money regardless if you just want a good DJ, but
Mhm.
I love it when they book me for me, and that's what I'm going for.
Yeah, I definitely get that. So with the weddings you like doing, I'm like that too, very interactive with games. I think games just add more, like connect people more. I'm gonna
Mm,
have to talk to you off record how you do your weddings. I'm curious about that.
sure.
Just what you kind of incorporate into it. Have you seen any like bridezillas? Have you worked with any? I mean, you don't have to say the names. I've worked with a few bridezillas, and I'm sorry, one of them was one of my friends. I don't think DJing for your friends is a good
It's a
thing.
good idea.
I don't
Yeah.
know. What do you think about that? They're
I
not
mean, I'll
gonna
take
watch my
I'll
show, so
take a friend's money. I mean, the thing is, I've had people micromanage me that I
yes,
know. I've
micromanage is
had people micromanage me that I don't know. I mean, like, I had a realtor. She's one of my better friends. I went to high school with her, and she came in, micromanaging me, and I'm like, "Do I micromanage you when I want to purchase a home?" She was like, "Well, you should, so that I can get you what you want." You know.
that's so annoying when they do that. I hate that. Why do friends feel a need to pay you like nothing or you do it, say, out of the kindness of your heart for free, and then they micromanage and complain about everything. Meanwhile, everyone loved it, enjoyed it. But they're like, "Well, what about this? What about that? What about this?" And I'm like, "I
But
can't."
I've had a good number of bridezillas. But what cuts it
Yeah.
out is my wedding checklist cuts it out. Like, if I have all of the information, at least you're micromanaging things that I already know. Not, I just hate being surprised with brand new information when we've been talking about it for months, or a
Yeah.
year. Mhm.
No, that's true, yeah. So no fights, no, I've seen fights at weddings. I've
I got
seen
another wedding. I got another story.
yeah.
Is this a G rated? I mean, can I
It's well, it's kinda
I'll cut it. I'll make it clean.
just because it's on YouTube and Facebook, and you know how I
I'll make it.
am.
I'll
I
make
can
it clean. I'll make it work for you. We're gonna keep the FCC away from DJ Honeyflow.
I got
Um,
shadow banned, me of all people, cool J DJ Frank, interviewing Ms. Riz. It was my fault. I was bugging her about massages and, like, you know, like that,
they
like
got you. Oh man, that ain't right. That
but I
ain't right.
was joking about it because I don't know, it's a long story. We'll talk about it off
Miss
record.
Riz is my
But
people.
I
She was
got shadow banned, and she's like, "Yeah, it was your fault. I didn't bring it up." I'm like, "No, I brought it up because I thought it was kind of funny that
that
so
ain't
many
right.
women like these interesting massages of serial killers, like, wanting to kill you." No, okay, can't even say that word because I
Yeah,
got shot.
you gotta be careful. I'm gonna be very
I got
careful. I got you.
yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
Um, yeah, and shout out to Miss Riz. That's my people's.
Yeah, she's awesome.
So I'm doing a wedding. It's in Conshohocken. Everything's working out. They had an open bar. Open bars, a lot of times, it makes for a good dance floor, but sometimes it doesn't work out.
Mhm.
one of the guys at the wedding says to the groom, "That's why I blinked your blink."
Oh, wow. Jeez.
Um,
Oh,
can you fill in the words?
a guy said that to the
The
groom?
groom, the
Oh
groom,
my goodness. This
about
is
a
not
previous
good.
relationship that he had
With
with the
his
wife.
with the wife. Oh boy.
A fight
And were they friends?
ensues.
They were
Huh?
friends? They were friends? Ooh,
I guess.
this
I
is
didn't,
not your friend. This sounds like an R. Kelly video coming out, trapped in the
but I
closet.
mean, they got to start they started fighting real good. It wasn't, you know,
Oh,
it was real good. And the cops came and we turned
wow.
off the music and that was the end of that one.
Yeah, I guess you're not playing 50 Cent. Like, what are you gonna play, a slow jam after that? Do you find music is very influential? So do you find, say if you're doing a club or at the end of the night, like, you can't be playing all that hard stuff, you gotta slow it down? Do you find that?
I try to come out smooth. I always try to come out like, so I may even the song before that may be, all the way up, but I try to end off nice and smooth as I'm out, if that makes
Yeah.
any sense.
No, I agree. I don't know if it's just our age too. I try to make sure I'm doing that too, like not hype up people because music does
Mhm.
put you in a mood, right? Oh, Prince says the Tupac Biggie conversation. I don't think those two were rivals, but that's a different topic. I feel like I heard they're supposed to work together right before everything happened. They're going to leave their labels and work together. So, anyways, who knows what's truth, right? With it
But
too.
similar to what Prince was sharing there, that's similar to
Mhm.
to the sentiment.
Oh, yes, yes. Okay, I just got it now. Sorry, guys, I'm a little foggy today. I just got that now.
No, you're
Yeah,
good.
you're
You're all
right
set.
with Faith Evans, right? Whew. Oh boy, I don't know. Yes, you said it right. Ron Isley with R. Kelly vibes. Yeah, that's true. But I wonder why he would just go up to the groom and say that. Like, it sounds
Open
like he
bar.
was on a mission that night to destroy or to ruin
A lot of
something.
times, an open bar will change the whole atmosphere. Now, it makes it an open bar will make the dance floor easier because people get loose. Once I put on, my lights and they turn down the building lights, then
Mhm.
I can play no wrong when everybody's had a couple of drinks.
Oh,
But when they
wow.
just keep serving people and keep serving people, then somebody's going to get trashed, and then people say stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't like that. I remember a girl, got so drunk, I was so mad because the whole place smelled, like, that's how much she got sick. She
Mm,
got sick all over the speaker cords, she got sick on the way going out, she got sick everywhere,
mm,
and I had to walk through all that carrying my big heavy speakers by myself and try to not,
mm,
like, step on it was brutal, guys, and she was a bit ungrateful, but I don't know how
mm.
she remembered anything but I did mash up her name because 'cause they're all, like, Filipino names, and I said I knew how to pronounce them, and I swear everything was in Tagalog or whatever, is it Tagalog, guys? I don't know. All
Uh-huh.
the Filipinos are gonna come at me. So the names were this long. Now imagine trying to MC and mix. So she wanted each song mixed in while everyone's coming in. I didn't have anything pre-recorded, so
Sure.
I had to say the names and try to get the mixes in quickly, and then I have to admit, I think I messed up a little bit on the intro because I was
Mm.
thinking, "Shoot, this is a lot harder," and I practiced and everything, right? But when you're in front of a crowd, it's different, and the names are this long. Like, so
Tell
yeah.
me about it.
She said she enjoyed the music and the night and the vibes, everyone was dancing, but she said I need to definitely work on, my intros, my emceeing when
Eek.
I do intros, and I'm like, "Excuse me, how do you even remember everything? You were, like, sick, the whole entire place was covered." You couldn't even you had to tiptoe around the I was so mad because it was on my cords and, like, you had to clean that up, right?
I
So
know some guys that make so much money that do well that,
Mhm.
they throw away their cords every year. So
Oh,
this
really?
so what I would have done, like if that would have happened, I would
Oh.
have just left the damn cords and just got a whole new set
Well, I
of
rented see, I
cords.
rent out speakers because 'cause they're so heavy for me, so I
Uh-huh. Not the speakers. No, I'm
Oh.
talking. I'm saying the cords. I would have unplugged the speakers, left all the cords, and then
Actually,
just
that's a good idea. I should have done that,
yeah,
but I was so shocked the night ended that way, and she was
yeah.
so sick, and I'm just thinking, no one said anything to her, like, no one told her to stop, like, are you serious? You know? So anyways, how you doing, DJ J Jonah? Make sure you guys are adding him.
That's
Thanks for
my man, DJ J Jonah. I'm on Above the
yes.
Clouds
And
coming up.
he's got a big raid. We're both on Above the Clouds, you guys. That's gonna be tomorrow. Hopefully I can I'm still a little foggy, so hopefully I'll be okay on that. The show's tomorrow, but yeah, so make sure you guys are adding DJJ Jonah. He's got the big house raid this weekend. He always does each month along with other raids too. But it's going to be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So make sure you check him out and add him. He's working hard,
I'm gonna be
grinding.
like him when I grow up.
I know. How did you guys connect as well? Because I always see you on his raids as well.
We linked up. I think I was in his hometown of Chicago, and I
Oh,
met him there. And
yeah.
I mean, we've ever since, I've even just been in contact with Jay Jonah. He's funny type. I'm glad that you bring that up. Jay Jonah is unique. We have a great
He is.
relationship.
Yeah.
However, like over the years, there's been a lot of people on Twitch. I'm like,
Really?
get them
Oh,
away.
I'm
Yeah.
like this with everyone. Hey,
Mhm.
until they
Well, I
hate.
mean, I'm not saying,
No,
what
I
I'm
hear
just saying is that not every relationship that I've
you.
garnered
Works.
on
Yes,
Twitch has been as good as me and Jay Jonas. Not everyone is
100%.
as genuine
Yeah.
as you would think.
No, I agree. I agree.
Mhm.
Some people will just use you for different, but this is entertainment, right?
Sure.
So someone gave, well, actually, I don't know if I should say that. Someone gave me some great advice though on that. Like they said that well, maybe I'll just say it. It's kind of like working, right? It's like a DJ gave me really solid advice when I was kind of struggling with interviewing and kind of wondering who I should have on my show and this and that. And he's like, look, do you like everyone? Like, does everyone like you? I'm like, no, probably not. But he's like, look at Oprah Winfrey. Did she like everyone she interviewed or vice versa? He's like, you need to open it up, like, regardless of, people, like, open it up, right? And you could be surprised. Don't always ask for people that are very similar to you. Just go out and ask people. You're not going to like everyone you work with, and vice versa. They're not going to like you either. I mean, they never did with Oprah Winfrey. I was like, that's some interesting advice.
And look, I mean, I'm just a jabroni from Philly, and I made it onto the HoneyFlow show. I'm telling you,
Stop.
I have made it.
Yeah. Hey,
I
I'm
have
gonna
overcome.
yeah, I'm definitely gonna clip this because you're my only fan. So I'm gonna clip this and post this, and then
You
hopefully
said
more.
you have an OnlyFans?
You're my only fan. You're my only fan. Yeah, right. Can you imagine me of all people having OnlyFans? Really? Like, you know, I think
You'd be
you would
surprised.
have an OnlyFan page. You in your blue sweater there would have an OnlyFan page before me.
Hey, they like,
All you
I'm
need is
like
a foggy
I think
camera. You need to take off your sweater. There you go.
what
Wear a fitted top.
the
You can
what's
wear a
so funny is I think they like me because I'm kind of like the father figure. It's like,
father figure.
yeah. I mean, so here's a great question. So you've never heard of the woman that appreciates the father, the guy
You're a
that's kind of.
naughty boy. You're not a father figure. You're a naughty boy. You're naughty, even in this interview. You're
No,
a
I'm
little
saying
naughty.
I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna give you your allowance. Like if you want your allowance early, I'm gonna give you your allowance. And if you need to take care of some chores around the house, you need to do your chores.
Prince says, no, but I could entertain the thought. I don't think anyone wants to entertain the thought on me. Prince, you could entertain the thought on him over here. Cool DJ Frank. Oh man. No, on him, not me. I'm definitely going to have you on my dating show. I didn't realize you were this much you're this fun. Like, not saying you were a square, but I'm learning stuff about you.
I'm
So
definitely a
you're
square, but
actually
I thank you
you're a
so
character.
much for the compliment. I'm very appreciative of this time that we spent.
Yeah, that definitely would not happen in a million years, Prince. Not even. I will squash that dream or that idea so fast. That would never happen, you know. Yeah. Anyways.
What's his name off of the Bernie Mac show? The daughter off of the Bernie Mac show has a OnlyFans,
Really?
and
Oh
she
man.
just dances sensuous. Like she
Oh,
doesn't,
I don't know.
she doesn't go for the gusto. She just dances sensuous per
Yeah,
se.
that's one thing I just can't stand on social media. When I see so many women that have so much talent,
Hmm.
I can't, you know? Especially as DJs, why do women have to use their sexuality so much when they're already beautiful? They already can rock it on the ones and twos like so well. So, I don't know. I hope to be in a different category of women that you don't see. That hopefully get your skills, cool DJ Frank, that get
Well,
your
yeah,
skills
if you don't want to shake it, if you're dope, then you don't gotta shake it. So it's only a problem when you gotta shake it, then you gotta shake it. But if you're dope like yourself or like myself, you don't gotta shake it. Now, I mean, I will shake it, but it's not a thing of me having to shake it per se. So
Well, I'm gonna hold you to that shaking when we do our
you ready?
dating show. When we do our date or now too, if you
Oh,
wanted to.
I can just say no. Yeah, I'll dance when we date. When you get me a date, then I'll shake it,
Oh
shake it,
my
shake
god,
it. How
you
about
seem
that?
like you have high standards. How am I gonna get Spinderella for you? How am I gonna get, her for you, you know? I know another guy was all over her. Did you watch the dating show with, her?
No, I didn't
Oh,
see
no, you
that.
said
So
her. Was it her?
did you match her up with
Wait,
someone?
you said her. Miss her. You said miss her, the DJ, right?
Miss her. Yeah.
Yeah, the DJ.
Yeah, she's
Oh,
a good look. No, I mean, unless you now if you can upgrade me to a charisma, then that, hey, what can I do?
oh
What's
man,
the other one? Here's the
you're
one
on
that you
your
gotta hook
own,
me up with.
buddy. You're gonna have to work harder for that one. I
Oh,
can't set you up with any of these women.
I'll put in work, you know. Let's see. And I'm in a
Oh,
sense and
you're
since
gonna have to
HoneyFlow is
pay a
getting me
hard.
bookings, then I mean I have money, so it's no problem. I mean, we can, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to find it's the girl that does all the blends on Instagram.
Oh,
Not Taylor Naomi. What's the but there's one. I'll figure it out. I'll let you know. But there's a one. She comes out with like a new blend like every day, and she's like depth defying.
oh, I wonder who that is. There's another girl. Have you heard of DJ Millie? She's gorgeous. I think she's out of California. She's got
Your
like
buddy that was on just a second ago that was playing the house. She
right.
was killing it. I forgot
Oh,
her
who's
name.
that?
Taylor. It starts with a
Oh, DJ Tila?
yeah. She was
Ooh. I
she
think
was.
she's married. She's gorgeous. She's definitely beautiful inside out. You're reaching high, boy. You got some high standards. I can't
Well,
help you.
I mean, who
I gotta
did
help
you want me to shoot?
myself.
I
I
mean,
gotta get a date
my
first.
my sister Chanel B. I mean, I can't date my sister, so it's like
Ooh, maybe I can get Chanel B. Did you see her? She was she was gorgeous in the she did a video I think on a boat cruise in a dress. She looked good. She looked
yeah,
really
yeah,
good.
yeah.
I was
Yeah,
like,
Chanel
"Oh,
B is gorgeous, but
watch out."
that's my sister, so I can't.
What
It's
do you
like
mean that's your sister? You don't know. You never know.
I mean,
Mm.
that's my people's, but yeah, I mean, shoot it. I mean, if she rubs my thigh, then hey, I mean that may change everything. But yeah, she's my people. But
I'm
yeah,
gonna
I
tell
can't find out. I want to like look for her for an hour, but
yeah.
there's a girl. She does a new blend. It's a girl DJ, lady DJ, and she comes out with like a new blend like every other day, and it's like bananas. I'm like, she's crazy.
Yeah, she's married with kids. Now I'm being nosy. I wanna see who Tila I can't remember if I saw Tila's man or not. I wanted to see. I was so curious. And
Mm.
she's a police officer. I don't know if she wants me publicizing it as much as she does, but I think that's super dope. You
And,
met her, right, in Chicago?
who? Which one?
Tila. You met Tila in Chicago, right?
I may have. I didn't. I probably would have remembered if I met her. I probably would have like fainted or something. She's great too. She's gorgeous.
Yeah. Oh, Prince. Okay, you're a VIP in her channel. Yeah, I interviewed her a long time ago. DJ Diz is like she's a superstar, which is true. Well, I can't fault you, cool DJ Frank. You got some good taste in women. That's what I
I'm
pick
gonna bring up
someone
the picture.
beautiful.
Because I gotta bring up the picture because I know I got a picture and I'm gonna tell you who it is.
And the thing that I love is she's an officer prince, like, seeing a woman, like, kick butt to me, I'm like, "Wow, she's my hero." Like, I'm definitely fangirling, you know, because of what she does on her job. It can't be easy in Chicago, so I'm like, "Wow." Definitely fangirling her career and what she's doing. No, she's
Whenever
really
I'm looking for whenever I'm looking for a picture, then everything moves slow in my
well, I'm
Instagram.
gonna keep my eyes open for you. You never know. You never know. I'm gonna
Yeah,
keep
hook me up. Oh, okay. Her name is hook me up with Bella Fox. Yeah, hook me up with Bella
Oh, Bella
Fox.
Fox, she's Asian, right? Bella Fox. Oh, yeah, you definitely have high standards. Whew.
Here we go. So basically, what you're saying in a nice way is that I need to get a scallywag because all of these women are too depth defying for me.
I
Basically,
was gonna say
so,
you might wanna
so pretty much
lower it
I need to
down.
get a huh.
All the men in the room, you may wanna lower your standards down a little bit. Like, you remind me of my guy friends that I used to club with, like, earlier on back in the day, and they'd be like, "What about that woman? What about that woman?" I'm like, "You guys are going for the Kardashians. You're going for the Megan Goods. You're going
But
for
even
the women
ugly
that
women swear that they're dime pieces, and I'm
and I'm
like,
just like,
so
these are I'm not saying you, but some of my guy friends were pretty nerdy, and I'm like, "Dude, like, that woman wouldn't even say hi to me if I walked in the washroom. What makes you think she's gonna say hi to you and
for
be
you.
nice?" Like, so you might wanna lower down, you know, your I mean, they're all gorgeous women, nothing to say, you
I
know.
just need soft. I'm tired of the hard rock women. I just need nice and soft and nice pocketbook. Hoop earrings.
Nice
You
pocket
know,
I
can
don't
we get
have no pocketbook oh, hey, he said hoop earrings, guys. He said hoop earrings.
can we get a nice lip
My hoop
color?
earrings off.
You
I'm
know,
taking my oh, wait, he said lip color. I'm taking off my lipstick
can we
too.
get can we get nice hair? Can we? I'm just saying. I'm a guy's guy. I just
Oh, man. You're not describing me. You can't put one past me. I already know you're not describing me
Well, no,
because
there are other people that have hoops. I'm just saying that I appreciate hoops. You just happen to adorn them on this particular day.
you said nice hair. Let's hide. Let's hide. Let's get a hat and
But I
hide.
like hats, so
Okay,
it's kind of like
so do I. Oh, man.
I got plenty. I have plenty of hats. This is just my But for for my dating show, when you hook me up with a date, then I'll definitely
I gotta hook
put on my
myself up with a date. I can't help you. You've already, uh, you definitely had your shine with the dates and the women grabbing your thighs like they're grabbing a piece of
There
fried
was
chicken
more there
at
was
KFC.
more pieces that there was more grabbing. It's just I want to keep you on the air and I don't want to get you banned from
I'd
television.
like to see that. I'd like to see that in real time because you always struck me as more introverted, shy, calm. I'm seeing a different side of you, so I find it hilarious. I would love to see a video of you, like of this happening.
Oh yeah,
I
well
don't
I'll make sure to get the next time I'm getting grouped, I'll pull out the cam and say you know,
oh, man. But,
cheese.
wow, I can't believe over 2 hours have gone by. It's crazy. It's been a
I
lot of
thank you.
fun. Yeah, it's definitely been a lot of fun with you. I'm definitely gonna bring you on maybe next month after Christmas if you're open. We could do the dating show together. I think it would be so much fun.
Let me know. We can
And
do it. Let's do it.
okay.
Mhm.
And I will try to pull out, videos with your type as well, and we can talk about that too.
So that's soft, that's hoops, that's nice lip color, that's nice neat hair, neat. And if we can get some nail color, that's a plus. And if the toes match the nails, then that's and don't pull out your foots now. But I'm just saying,
I don't think I'm flexible to
what you,
put up my
you
foot.
just got to you do some hot some
Making splits in
warm
front of the
yoga, and you can get it up there. Now me, I'm creaking. I need some oil, but I can get it up there. But
Actually, you can get your leg higher than I can, jeez.
go ahead, Frank, put your leg up. But yeah, thank you so much for taking time for this young man from Philadelphia to talk to you.
Yeah, it was so much fun. So I'm going to leave you just with a few questions. If no one's got any questions in the chat room, if you do, drop them quickly in the chat so we could ask cool DJ Frank. Make sure you guys are adding him. He really does an amazing show, guys, on Twitch. Such a great guy. Always been super sweet and nice to me, of course, inviting me on his raids, which I definitely appreciate and love, especially when I get a chance to play some good R&B. So check out his 3 raid trains. He's always working hard online as well. And so I was going to ask if there's anything on your bucket list. What would that look like to you if you had all the money in the world or all the connections? What would you want to do in terms of DJing or and music?
I think one of my goals is Japan, whether it be, for a week or, for months. I would like to get a translator and live in Japan for a while, play in Japan, go record shopping in Japan, and definitely get some sneakers from Japan. So Japan is pretty big on my bucket list, short
Wow.
term.
Yeah, Japan would be really, really dope. That would be really cool. Have you checked out a lot of Japanese DJs too online? There's some cool ones.
I DJ'd one time with Coco Shimuda.
Oh, wow.
He's a big 45 guy, and
Mhm.
my brother Doodles also DJ'd with him. Um, but yeah, he's one of the big Japanese guys, and he's doing this thing really big. Mhm.
Wow. Is there anything that surprised you too about the culture? Like them really being into hip hop or even lovers rock I've seen, which I found interesting.
Japan, they would love us. Like, if hypothetically, they just love the music. If it was like the HoneyFlow, and Frank tour, I mean, they would probably, they would have flowers. They would, their place would be sold out. They would buy tickets. They enjoy our culture and what we do there. Whereas a lot of times here in the States, we're not as important as we are abroad. So I can imagine, a stellar response, to us going to Japan.
Yeah, they definitely probably treat you like a celebrity as well. Yeah, I could definitely see that for sure. And then just lastly, on your bucket list, like your life bucket list, which this is a deeper question I always end off with. If you had, say, maybe a year to live, what would that look like to you? What would you want to do besides DJing? Not DJing or music related, but if you only had a year, what would you like to have your life look like? And also, what legacy would you like to leave behind as well?
I want to have the best time and the best relationships with my kids. They're already good. I don't want you to think like I'm deadbeat dad and my kids hate me, but
Mhm.
I would love to. If I had a short period of time, then I would want to spend the most time, with my kids and my father,
Nice.
and go from there. Like family um is extremely important to me. So I would want to make the best with my children.
That's awesome. And what do they think of you, like being a DJ, like and traveling and doing that?
Like
What do
they're
they?
like, Daddy's a nerd. Say no, they love me. What's so funny is my baby girl, I mean, she's grown now, but
Mhm.
she's done a good number of my drops. Let's see if I can get them
Oh, cool.
really quickly. I know we're time is of the essence. Let's see.
That's
Let's see.
okay.
I gotta turn that up. Let's see.
Cool DJ Frank. Cool DJ
Can you
Frank.
hear that?
Oh, I love that. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So that's when she was 6. Now she's 25. So
Wow, that's crazy. That's awesome. And have you ever brought them on your streams or have they ever wanted to DJ as well?
my youngest son is always on my stream. Like they're like all of the cougars. Like they really enjoy my youngest son. So like he constantly comes through. So it's kind of crazy. Oh, he did TJ Fabulous. Where's that? Where's TJ?
TJ Fabulous.
So
Oh,
that's my youngest
wow. They got
son.
great voices. I like his voice too.
But
They
now
got
he's like old and he sounds like Barry White now. So that's like him when he was
Oh,
in.
really? Uh-oh, you better watch out. He
Oh
could
yeah, yeah.
be
He's
popular
what's so
for
funny is he was a babe magnet when he was like a baby. I would
Mhm.
kind of have him with me. And they'd be like, "Oh, Frank, your son, he's so cute." I'd be like, "For real? Can I have your number?" So he was like a babe magnet then, and
Yeah.
now it's like hard to keep the girls off of him now. Like he's
Now
really
it's vice
popular.
versa. Now they're grabbing his thigh instead of yours at DJ gigs.
I told him, and I told him
What
very
would you do if you
explicitly.
see that? You see that?
No, I'm saying they definitely, the girls definitely like him, and I explained to him very explicitly that I can't repeat on your show. Like,
Mhm.
look, this is what it is. You don't want to get started doing this, and that. Don't do this,
Yeah, that's
you know,
true.
so that, I need to keep him, celibate and
You never know. You know that half the time they're never gonna listen. Did we ever listen when we were younger? But you live and you learn, right? So,
all I can do
is
is
guide
give
them.
him accurate information that he can understand. And
Mhm.
then, if he wants to do something else, at least he can't say my dad didn't tell me.
Yeah, that's true, that's true. Aw, well, that's good. It sounds like you're a great father, you know?
Just on
So
Tuesdays. Rest of the week, man, I'm struggling out here.
oh, man. Well, I hope to hopefully one day we'll meet. I hope to come to Philly or drive. I haven't been out there. I've passed through there. So I would love to get like a Philly cheese steak and, meet you and Mai Tai, Shay Tay as well, like a few people there, you know?
So when Shay Tay announces the Philly meetup, try to, even if you can't do it this year, like, try to, if you can do it around Shay Tay's event, then I can kind of, what always happens is Shay Tay has her event, and then I kind of
Mhm.
meet everybody anyway because they're already coming for Shay Tay's event.
Yeah.
So that can kind of be the landmark. If Shay Tay's event is convenient to you, then I can kind of link up with
Yeah.
you, and then I
The
can
only
stream
reason
with
why
you.
I'm just
Mhm,
trying to be conservative because I've been doing this full time.
mhm.
Definitely on my savings, which is a little nuts. So now I'm actually looking for a corporate job and getting back again because this DJ thing it's tough. You got to constantly keep grinding. You know how it is, right? Like if
Mhm.
getting gigs and getting out there and getting weddings booked and selling yourself and talking to
Sure.
people. Like it's like a lot of work. So now I'm just trying to get back corporately. But once I get back, if I could get back on my feet quick enough, then 300% I'll drive. Like I'll drive anywhere. There's so many people I want to meet, right? Across the border.
Yeah,
So
do only what you can do. I'm just
yeah,
introducing a
Philly would
possibility
be
at
great.
some
Yeah.
point.
I just came
Mhm.
back from Florida, so I wanted to meet BB Joy, but that didn't work out there. But went came from a boat cruise, right? But Shete, like you guys aren't super far away. I think it's like 8 hours, or it's
Mhm.
not too bad. Like
Oh,
maybe,
from Florida? That's a
or
hikey
no,
hike.
no,
Yeah.
from Toronto, like
Oh, okay.
6, 8 hours. So
If you're
yeah,
a driver, yeah, I mean, what are
yeah,
you are
I'm a
you
driver.
yeah.
I don't mind. I love just jumping in a car and just driving, like on my even if it's on my own. But then you gotta promise me a good Philly cheesesteak wherever in Philly, you gotta make sure you take me a
That
good
ain't nothing. That ain't
yeah?
nothing.
Okay. That'd be great. Yeah, I'd love to meet you and Mai Tai and yeah, definitely Shay Tay as well, like a few of you guys for sure. So, all right, well, keep me posted on the group and when you guys do it. Why don't you make mention when your next shows are just so people know when to catch you as well?
My next time on, I am on Above the Clouds, sponsored by DJ J. Jonah. I am going to be on Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern. This Sunday, I'm going to be on at 1 p.m. Eastern for the Above the Clouds. I'm going to play the best in Soulful House, I guarantee you. Please see
Nice.
me then. Mhm.
Yeah. Are you going to the Chicago group too?
So chances are, yes. Like I'm always I go to Chicago every year, so
Oh,
that's pretty much a yes. And then I'm also going to Atlanta. My next trips, I'm going to be in Texas in March.
wow.
Then
Mhm.
I'm going to see Tony Jacks in Atlanta in May, and then I'm
Nice.
also going to Chicago. So I'll be all 3.
You
Mhm.
guys are so lucky because it's so cheap, like flying state to state. That's why I see all you guys traveling like everywhere. When I look at flights, I'm like, wow, like it's only 100 or 200 or
No,
$300.
it's
That's
it's high.
insane.
If I tell you what
Is
I
it?
spent going
Oh,
to and from California, and this trip was crazy.
yeah.
So
But going
it's
from
not as cheap as
Canada,
you think. Uh-huh.
no, going from Canada to the States, whoo. And then our dollar's half. Oh, it's brutal,
Sure.
man. Like it's way, way more. But the boat cruises and all that, are are relatively cheap. But yeah, I think for you, the East Coast to the West Coast, that would be pricey too, for
Hmm.
sure. Yeah. All right. Well, I was checking to see if Sweet Bee was on because I know I just interviewed her and her husband last night from the Bronx. I said I'd raid into her, but I don't see her
Not on.
online. So I'm just wondering, I'm just going to check to see if her husband's on, maybe not,
Okay.
because I wanted to raid them. But if not, if there's anyone you'd like to raid, I don't know if you could see. Yeah, they're both
Oh
not.
man. Let me see. I'm just going over to this other tab that I have open. Da, da,
Then
da,
we can definitely raid.
da. If no one else, we got DJ Techniques, Reboot Radio. So in this order, DJ Techniques, DJ Reggie Ward, Reboot Radio. And if you need spellings, who's this young lady? DJ HoneyFlow. She's dope.
I'm definitely not.
Um,
I'm definitely.
those are my top 3 votes. But hey, it's your thing, and I'm very thankful. I'm so glad that you would have me.
Okay, awesome. You know what? I don't think I've gone to DJ Techniques. Oh, it's showing I don't think I've added him. Okay, so let's go to Techniques. I'm going to add him right now. DJ Techniques with an S, right?
Yep. And he was one of the creators of Baltimore club music. So sidebar, just
Oh,
to
wow. That's cool. I didn't know that. So he's pretty big then, I guess.
yeah. And he's cool with your girl. Is it Taylor? Yeah,
Oh, DJ Tila.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're tight.
Hey, we just
Look,
talked
DJ
about
Mai
you.
Tai.
DJ Mai Tai, Jilly from Philly. We were just talking about you. You missed the whole time we were talking about you.
It was good stories
Mai
though.
Tai.
I told them that you cut class and stuff, but
It
yeah,
was
you
all
know,
good
stories.
stories. Yeah. I said I'd like to meet you and definitely you in Philly. And we said some nice things about you. You missed everything. You missed everything. That's okay. It's good to see you though. Make sure everyone in the room's adding Mai Tai. She's killing it on Twitch and online, offline, doing big things, big things. And that's really cool that you guys knew each other too. I remember you sharing that story, I think, in a chat room, that she used to cut class. She doesn't strike me as someone that cuts class. She seems like a keener, like with her glasses on and all studious
She
and
always made the grade,
smart.
but like I would always come out of class and she would just strategically be in front of the student activity center. I'm like,
She doesn't I don't
okay.
feel like you feel like a rebel to me, Mai Tai, you know? I don't know. You seem like you'd be in the front of the class, like with your glasses on and like straight A's. I don't know. You strike me as
And
that.
she's mysterious. Like when she gets on the turntables, it's
She
like
is mysterious. Mhm.
this big cloud comes over towards the turntables, and then she just like magically whisks her way out, and then like then she just jumps
She's
onto the
got a good
wheels.
side and a bad side, I think, you know? But I think we all do. All of us do. You said you were a student leader? Really? Oh, okay. I could see that, you know? Until she pulls out some of the reggae songs, until she pulls them out, you
That's right.
know? A funny story about Mai Tai, she kept playing this song that was getting in my head. I won't even say the song. It was like throat, something in my throat. Well, you could just imagine. I won't say the rest. I've already been shadow banned from YouTube. And I was sitting at church on a Sunday, and that's all I could hear when they're singing praise and worship was that throat song that Mai Tai kept playing over and over and over again. It got in my head.
The
You know the
throat
reggae
song.
song?
Mhm.
It's kind of a pretty bad song a little bit, but it gets in your head. And I'm like, "Oh man, I can't be sitting here on a Sunday like like having this in my head, on a Sunday."
Well, there's
Or
a reggae record by Sasha. It starts with Kilba, and then I'm
oh, is
not
that
going to say
what
the
it is?
last word,
Throat
but that
bite.
one gets pretty. Oh, but they're good. My Tai gave you the title. There you go.
Yeah, you know this song, right?
I gotta check this out. I gotta
It
go
definitely
into
gets in your head. I'm like, "I cannot have this in my head. Mai Tai, what are you doing? What are you doing to me? What are you doing? You're
bad
corrupt
influence.
you're corrupting my head. What are you doing?" I'm just bugging her. She said, "Oh, yes." Oh, man. But yeah, I would love to meet you. So hopefully I'll make it to Philly someday. Yes, that one. Is it the same one? This one too, Kill the Doggy. Oh, man.
So she's replacing doggy. The doggy is another word, but yeah.
And I definitely need patois and I need that interpretation. all my Caribbean friends are like, "Oh, HoneyFlow, let me sit you down. Like, we need to help you." Especially when I was in Jamaica. Oh my gosh, I had all the guys laughing. "Hey, sweet BX, I was looking for you. Are you on tonight? We're just gonna raid out, but I don't see you live. So I was just checking for you to raid you, but we're gonna go to someone else because we didn't see you live. Make sure everyone
Start streaming real quick. Sorry.
yeah, start streaming real quick if you want to. Sweet BBX, I just interviewed her and her husband, heard their spicy story. They got quite a story too of meeting each other. They've been married for 25 years. But the cool thing is, I was actually telling my mom your story. Sweet BBX, let me know if you're going to stream quickly and we'll raid into you. Let me know. But the cool thing is, I was telling my mom, oh, she says, "Give me 5 minutes."
Mhm.
Are you able to wait 5 minutes?
Yes.
Are
Yeah.
you good? Okay,
I'm
so I'll
thankful.
tell you guys the story. Okay, we'll give you 5 minutes and we'll raid into you, and we'll raid into the other guy, like other DJ techniques another time.
Yeah, it's cool.
But Sweet BBX, there she was telling me how she met her husband on the number 2 train in the Bronx, like in New York. Isn't that cool? But the crazy thing is I always talk about aisle 2 on my show. So what are the chances? Aisle 2 and the 2 train of New York? So I said to my mom, like, "You know what? Something's gonna happen in aisle 2. Like, the man upstairs is gonna do something in aisle 2. I wouldn't be surprised if I legit met someone in Costco's or Home Depot, or something's gonna happen where I meet someone in aisle 2." And wanna hear another cool thing, cool DJ Frank? I'll just share this quick story. I drove to Buffalo, New York, and I always talk about eating a Patti LaBelle pie. Like, I don't know why I'm so happy just like eating a sweet potato pie. I just wanted a Patti LaBelle pie because we don't get them in Canada, right? So I walked into the Walmart, and your Walmarts are like super centers. So you guys have aisles from like 1 to like 50. Like, they're massive warehouses in the States.
Yeah.
Ours is maybe like 1 to 20. Like, we don't have massive warehouses like you guys do, our super centers, right? So I saw a stack of Patti LaBelle pies, and I was like, "This is weird. These pies aren't in the bakery. They're just in this aisle." And I decided to do a funny Patti LaBelle video of all these patty pies that I found and I looked up and it was aisle 2. Isn't that crazy?
Crazy.
Aisle 2. Yeah. So that's the second incident with number 2. The third one was going to the grocery store and hearing Tevin Campbell and Johnny Gill, My, which I have always played on my show. I mean, everyone has, but I overkilled it in the last 5 years. And I remember looking up at the aisle and I saw aisle 2. I was in aisle 2. So, don't you think that can't be a coincidence?
Hey, six degrees of separation. You and the number 2. I mean, when
I just
when
think
you
it's
when you watch Sesame Street, did you focus on the number 2? Sincere the DJ. He's
like,
the
I'm not
original
big
voice of
on
my channel.
numbers. I'm not big on numbers, but I really do have faith in, and I believe that, like, this is my opinion. I believe God, like, always does something comical, at least for me. Like, he'll always do something, whether it's through music, an artist, through comedy, like, there'll always be a really cool story. That's how I feel. So he knows exactly like what's in your heart, or just the funny comical things. And I feel like he surprises us with those gifts. Could be daily, could be, I don't know, a couple times a year, but you'll have some kind of incident that's will just make you laugh. So I thought with sweet BBX, like hearing her story with her husband, how they met, like, how it was the number 2 train. I just thought that was kind of funny yesterday. So I don't know. Anyways, that's my little story. If you have any, let me know.
Definitely great. I mean, most of mine probably revolve around 3. So if you're, 2,
Oh
to
my
me
god.
it's 3.
3? Oh boy. Well, 3 can go a lot of different ways there. Thinking of
No, but well, I have meaning a lot of meaningful 3 things that happen in my life. But then of course
Like third marriage.
the
3.
the potty mouth stuff that you're thinking of, I probably have had potty mouth 3 incidents also.
Oh boy. You don't strike me as that. I don't know. How you doing, DJ? DJ P sub, good to see you. Were you wild then if you're DJing back in the day? Like you
Oh
got
man,
stories?
DJ
Like
HoneyFlow. The truth is, I mean, like DJing twice a week for half of a century. I mean, or most of the half of a century. I mean, I've gotten I had lots of fun and lots of dates and met lots of people at the parties.
Oh.
So
Yeah,
I've
my
had.
guy. You're gonna have to tell him, give us the 411, give us the T
If
on
I just chill for the rest of my life and never just chill for the rest of my life, I've had so much fun in the first part of my life that I don't owe anybody anything. I've had a great time over the years,
Yeah,
but I still want some fun. You got to hook me up with somebody so that they can,
I ain't
you
hooking you
know,
up with Jack. I ain't hooking you up.
hook
Oh, maybe I'll hook
me
you up with
up.
Jack.
So
I'm not hooking you up with anyone. I'm not hooking
My
up with
Ty is my
you
sister. She's
anymore.
disqualified.
I
Chanel
quit.
B's my
Forget
sister,
it.
disqualified.
Forget all you guys. I'm not hooking up anyone on Twitch. Everyone always complains, so and they're so picky. It's just like you guys, like we're in our 40s and 50s. Like you might want to calm down your whole entire list, especially the women. That shocked me how many I had some good contestants that were bachelors, and the women, they were like, no, he's a player,
Nope.
he's this,
Nope.
he's too
Nope.
short.
Uh-huh.
What does he do for a living? His eyeball goes this way on stream and his other eyeball goes that way. Like they're so picky. Does
I'm
that
6
surprise
feet
you?
tall. I get bookings from DJ HoneyFlow. I DJ on Fridays and Saturday nights. I got cocoa brown skin. I used to
Ooh.
make DJ Mai Tai dance at Temple University parties.
Hmm.
And I love skiing and celery. So
Oh,
celery
DJ
juice.
Mai Tai, give us the 411 on him. So Mai Tai says Frank gave the best parties. Really? Wow.
We used to
Interesting.
throw a lot of parties. Yeah,
And you can dance. You said you were going to dance before we leave.
Oh, okay. Well,
And you do a little pop lock, lock and drop.
What we got here.
Do a little pop lock and drop.
Oh, baby, now, let's get down tonight. Ooh, baby, I'm hot just like an oven. I need some loving. And baby, I can't hold it much longer.
Ooh, you got some moves. You got some moves. Thanks for doing that. Wow, ladies.
That's my preliminary.
He's definitely got some moves. Wow, look at that. Look
You're
at
being-
those moves. And he's
you're
wearing
funny.
a baggy sweater. He's wearing a baggy blue
You're funny.
sweater, ladies. So let me know if you're interested. We're
Now,
gonna
my
set.
guy, she's talking about coming to Fern Rock. Like I've moved. She bought me a new house. I'm at off of
I mean,
Castor
my
and
guy's single, you know that. And
I'm
Shay
off of
Taste.
Castor and Borbeck. She got to come to Castor and Borbeck
Just
in the good neighborhood. This is a good neighborhood now.
They're both single. My guy's like, get lost. Oh man.
DJ HoneyFlow, get me my next maybe wife.
Oh man, you want like superstars here. I can work some magic, but I gotta
I
work
just
some
need
magic for
soft. I need
myself.
soft and clean. Let's shower at least
Oh,
once daily.
No, you need a good church girl to keep you in line. That's what you need. That's what you
We can do hymnals on Sunday, but
need
Monday
a woman
through
to
Saturday.
line you up. That's what you need.
Monday through Saturday, we're getting busy and we're making mixtapes. So
Oh man. Actually, I would like to see you with a streamer. I'm gonna keep my eyes open. I would like to see you with like a female DJ or streamer. I think that would be great. I'd like to see that kind of chemistry going, like
that
nerd.
needs a father figure.
Oh man. Well, no, there's women your age too. Come on.
But yeah,
50s.
girl, let's plug up your controller so you can call me daddy.
Yeah, exactly. No, yeah, well, I don't know if I'm a good church girl. I mean, I don't know. My pastor would probably disagree with you, DJ Mai Tai. He probably thinks I'm a heathen. Who knows? I don't know. Let's see. Oh, and a streamer. He's too picky. He's too picky. I'm not even in his league. I'm not in his league, so he's too picky. I can't help him. He mentioned Spinderella, DJ Mai Tai. He mentioned Miss Her. I think Charisma. He mentioned. I mean, all beautiful women, very very beautiful women. So, I'm trying to see who else he mentioned. Oh, Bella Fox. He mentioned her. These are all like very very, top of the creme women
What
there.
is it? What's the one that sachets around? She used to be a 45 Bandit.
What about Natasha Diggs? She's gorgeous.
Natasha Diggs. She used to be a 45 Bandit like me. I think she still is technically, but she kind of grew out of it. But she collects 45, so
You wouldn't be
But yeah, I
laughing.
need a woman to sashay around the party. I need a woman that's going to put on a record, sashay to the other end of the club, and then kind of like
You would
sashay.
be fun though. You would be fun going out with. I think you would be like a lot of fun.
And then sashay back to
His
the
hips.
to
Look
the
at him
DJ
move
booth.
those hips, you guys. Oh my gosh. He could move his hips better than I can. This is like horrible. I need to DJ Mai Tai, make me a reggae mix. I got to start practicing to move those hips because he can move them pretty well. Not too bad.
No, get your leg up high. Just let's get our leg up to
I
our.
can't. I could barely stick my leg. See, I could barely. Oh
You're
my god.
flexible. You're front. And you could get that thing up.
Can you believe I used to be a cheerleader back in the day? I'm not flexible at all anymore.
Now,
You're right.
If I get Steph Curry, then that leg will fly up immediately.
So what happens if your woman likes a man that works out? Would you go to the gym and start like dropping and doing push-ups and sit-ups and
I'll
planks?
definitely work out more. If a woman challenges me, if part of the relationship
I challenge you.
is work out more, I have
Challenge
no
you.
problem with that.
As a friend, I challenge you. That would be
I
fun.
dated somebody that wanted to work out, and I worked out more. I mean, not that I'm completely done, but I'm just saying that if that's nothing. If a woman is like, "Yo, to be with me, we got to go running," I'm like, "Well, come on,"
Oh, that's cool. I like that. Well, you sound like you have a really fun personality. Like you would I would definitely have fun hanging out with you. That's good. Like it's good to be playful and not so like rigid and stiff. Wow, DJ Mai Tai says she was a cheerleader too. That's cool. I used to be I was actually the fly girl, believe it or not. Mai Tai throw me up in the air and drop me, like 100 pounds soaking wet back in the day.
How many times did you fall off at the top of the pyramid?
Oh, I fell. I fell like a lot. Like it was weird because I remember being in my high school gym doing this. Oh my gosh, it was disastrous because I had an ex-boyfriend that would make fun of me. Like he was like Mr. Popular back in the day. Soon as we hit high school, it was like what was it? It's like that movie. What is that movie? Revenge of the Nerds or well, he was never a nerd. But you know how, a guy gets all popular and then you're like shoved in the corner because you're his ex. So he yelled out, "Who let the chickens out?" And I was very skinny, like 100 pounds. Like he used to call me chicken legs and like harass me. So that was the first time I was really bare. Like I had because cheerleading, the skirts are really short. Like everything's really, really tiny, your whole uniform. So I was like, oh, great. And I was like nervous, right? Because this is the first time my high school is actually seeing us cheerlead. And I remember he yelled out, "Who let the chickens out, jerk?" And I had to run in the middle of the gym and they put me up, like the handstands, like they have the hand like up in the air and you're standing. It's a handstand. You're standing on their hands basically.
Yeah.
And they're lifting you. I don't know how they did that. And I remember all these good looking guys were yelling at my friend because we have briefs on underneath our briefs are like these kind of short, like little underwear you put over top of your underwear, right? Like
So they're not looking at your drawers, and that people aren't staring right at your
yeah,
drawers.
but my friend, her drawers, I don't know what she was wearing, but her drawers were like granny drawers. So they were bigger than your like blue sweatshirt. And and her skirt lifted up and all the men were harassing her.
Diaper.
Like they were all laughing at her. They're pointing. So that psyched me out. I got freaked out because my ex-boyfriend's making fun of me in front of the entire high school. And then all these guys were pointing at her because all they could see is her baggy granny drawers. Like underneath her briefs, like sticking out. And then I looked and then I fell down. Like I fell and it was a whole collapse of all of us falling. And I had one girl like lift, like, when you're standing on someone's hands as a cheerleader, like she grabbed my feet. So I basically fell back. So now I'm hanging off of this girl. You know what I mean? You could imagine
Yeah,
you're
I'm with you.
in the air and then you fall back and this girl is hanging onto your feet for dear life. And now your skirt like goes down. You know what I
Opposite,
mean?
yeah, opposite, yeah.
Like it goes
Uh-huh.
opposite. So now everyone's looking at you. Thank God I'm not wearing any granny underwear. I'm wearing briefs like a normal cheerleader. But now everyone's looking at you and your legs. And all I'm thinking, like, oh man, the whole school is probably yelling out chicken legs.
The best moment of your life.
Yeah, it was brutal. You know, yeah, anyways,
I've
whatever.
done
I
a
don't
lot of cheerleading competitions, so I'm more of an
have
expert
you?
than I yeah, I have. I've done
Oh,
like
like you used to be like what are they called? Not floaters. Were you one of those guys that would like lift the cheerleaders up?
well, no, like I was bringing like they have different each cheerleading team has their own like well, I've done it so long that I did it when they had CDs. And so when you're in a competition, you pay a DJ to make your song for your team.
Oh,
And I would
yes.
play each of the songs for the cheerleading competitions. And then in
Oh,
between while the
cool.
judges were like judging, I would, play regular music and then go back to the competition. But I've done maybe 50 different like cheerleading competitions
Oh,
over the
wow.
years.
So you've seen it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah, it was mean. He was very mean to me. I just wanted to leave high school, to be honest with you. Oh gosh. And
Mm,
now everyone that's from my high school page is on my Facebook page watching this, knows exactly who I'm talking about. But I wanted to
crazy.
I wanted to hide because it was always so mean, and he would spread crazy rumors about me. I'm like, if people only knew I'm the biggest prude on Twitch, how could these rumors be about me? Have you ever had that happen to you or no?
Like rumors, you mean? Like
Yeah, like anything happen? Because it sounds like you got a lot of interesting stories DJing.
I mean, I've had lots of people talk talk about me about lots of different things, but no, I never had like at my 11th birthday party, I went to have a slow. Had my first slow dance with a young lady named Rachel Barrow, and
Hmm.
of course, I had to blow a big snot bubble, and it was so embarrassing. I was trying to dance on "You Give Good Love" by Whitney Houston,
Oh man.
and then when I went to go and slow dance with her, then the big snot bubble came out, and it was kind of
Oh,
it was
that's
real it
embarrassing.
was real awkward. But
Oh,
but that's the
like
first thing I think of.
out of your nose. I remember a guy tried kissing me in high school with his nose was all runny because he wasn't used to the weather because it was so cold in Winnipeg. And I'm like, no, you're not kissing me with it. What do you call it? A snot bubble or a snot?
Not bubble. Well, yeah, if you got nasal drip, now it's different than nasal drip because but yeah, this was like literally like I had like like you blew a bubble with the bubble gum. I had a good
Oh,
a
that's
good
hilarious.
loogie. It was real crazy. It was crazy.
Well, thanks for making me feel better, Prince. I highly doubt you're definitely a bigger prude than me. I highly doubt that. Um, I blame my mom for giving me the beats. Going back to my tie, she says, "Oh, not actual beats, just the phrase "give me the beats." No, my mom gave me serious beats. Like that's why I turned out the way I did. You know, it wasn't the what is it? I don't have my headphone beats. It wasn't these beats, guys.
Yeah.
It was some real licks, as guess you guys could call it. All right, so we are going to go to Sweet B now. Thanks for sticking around for all our crazy stories, you guys coming. It's been so much fun with cool DJ Frank. Make sure everyone in the room adds him. If you're ever in Philly, make sure you bug him as well and grab his thigh. Grab his thighs because apparently he has a lot of grabbing from the ladies. He told us earlier on that he has ladies grab his thighs. I don't know how that happens. He doesn't need my help setting him up, like at all. And we're gonna have him on my dating show. I definitely want to bring him on. He'll be a lot of fun. So, ladies, DM me if you're interested in going out with this hotness right here. blue sweater on. He's got the glasses, the hat. He stands tall at 6 feet. You know, he'll make you a good Philly cheesesteak. So I don't know what else to say about you. Yeah, he talked about some woman grabbing his thigh. I don't know.
My credit score is over 800.
Oh, ooh, that okay. Well, that may put you in the checklist for me then. If your credit score is over 800, okay, I'm checking that off. Checking that off for you. And he plays good slow jams, so you get another check on that as well. Thank you guys for coming through. We're going to Sweet Bee BX. She does some games, wordplay games, and everything else. So make sure you guys check it out. And thanks for coming through. We appreciate you
Thank you
guys.
so much.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thanks for sticking around for 3 hours. Wow, you probably need to get something to eat. But do you want to say bye to anyone in the room too?
Thank you, everyone, to TJ Fabulous Boom 77, Purplicious 215, Laney, Star, and Shaytay. I thank everyone. Twitch.tv/Cool DJ Frank.
Yes, everyone in the room, thanks for coming through. Mai Tai, Prince, Yoshi-san, Kent Mister. Let's see here. Everyone that's come through today, we appreciate you. Stick around for Sweet Bee. She's really cool. Out of the Bronx. She's got the best Bronx accent, you guys. Just interviewed them last night. We got DJ P Sub, DJ Diz, and everyone else. Hopefully, I didn't miss anyone, but thank you guys. Sincere the DJ. Thanks everyone for coming through. We appreciate you. And the raid is just going off. Yeah, we'll definitely talk.
DJ HoneyFlow. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you thanks for coming through. It was fun with you. And I know you're going to be a lot of fun for the dating show. I can't wait for that. Then we will pull out the spice. Then I will put you on the spot.
Now I got to be a good dad and pick up my son. I'll check you later. Thank you so much.
All right. Sounds good. All right, you guys. Take care. Have a great night. Okay, he's gone too. Have a good night, you guys. I will see you guys tomorrow. Come tomorrow. We'll be around. I think the raid just started for DJ J Jonah's raid. Let's see. I will be on, I think, at 5:00, and I have another raid. Anything goes music raid put on by Donna and that team. They're always busy doing raids too. I'll be on at 2:00 tomorrow and 5:00. So I'll be busy. So stick around. Sweet Bee BX. We're going to raid into again. Oh, here's my raid out message. And I will see you guys soon to the next show. And big up to cool DJ Frank. Over 3 hours today with me. Appreciate him as well. So I'll see you guys. Have a good night.